Now, let's see. Where were we? Ah, yes, that's right. After their many adventures in and around Erdenine, our heroes' search for the missing princess pointed them towards the Anchor's Chain, a series of 12 islands off the coast of the Boscola Peninsula. They boarded the Vigilant, a luxury ship which had been commissioned by the Round Zavers, an organization dedicated to proving Zav is round, not flat, and set off on a 5-day journey to Kobaris, home of the Jar Arath Learning Center, the headquarters of the Round Zavers, and their founder, Jar Arath. As their ship set off from Erdenine, Faunalyn spotted a locust perched on the mast of the ship, and their hopes of a peaceful vacation were quickly dashed. Out of concern that their recent attacker, Thayun Zahir, was aboard the ship, they devised a plan to flush him out. A raucous party in the ship's bar. As they prepared for the party, Glimki learned more about the ship's captain, Zuralo Depthsbane, an older dwarven woman with a tragic story to tell, and Clay and Faunalyn met some of the other ship's passengers, which included an energetic half-orc named Ruckus Perez, old acquaintances Earl Asful of Crastix and his stylist Cilantro, as well as a certain renowned musician, who they hired to perform at the party. After several hours of preparation, the party began, and Clay made their debut as the Lord of Party, a noble or possibly lesser deity of parties. Either way, it was a rousing success. One by one, they were able to cross names off the ship's manifest and alleviate their fears that Thayun Zahir was aboard. But they still needed to double-check 2 more names. Ramil Goost, who they soon learned was an erratic baker destined for God's basket, and Savito Wale, an older Minotaur man who was on his way to Sarposit with a particular item in his possession. A disconcerting glass cube with a dark metallic core. The night ended as a beautiful starlit waterspout doused the party in some sort of magical water, and they spent the next few days quietly enjoying their time aboard the Vigilant. However, all chill things must come to an end, and as their 4th night aboard the ship came to a halt, frantic first mate Jenjum Fruck loudly announced that a man was in the water.
First off, are we really doing another self-insert?
Yes. Yes, we are, Club.
Second off, you already said all that.
Sure I did, Club. Sure I did. On with the story.
Come gather round, travelers, and sit on the stoop. We'll tell you a story about Bod Soup. 3 lovable scamps in our traveling troupe. We'll tell you a story about Bod Soup.
There once was a pod that we made up, and it was good, and it was nice. We made our pod, and we listened to it. Oh, Bard Soup. Bard Soup is our pod. We like it a lot. Our pod is really great. Listen to our podcast. Our first guest on our podcast, you see, is one that we call Prima. Tee. Prima, who are you, and who do you play? There's no backing out now.
Hi, my name is Prima, and I play Campbell, the cleric. That's it.
Heave ho, and that's our show. We like to make it, you know. Bard Soup is our pod. We will do it more. Yeah, that's a threat. Next on our crew is good old Jordan. He's so fun. He's never bored. Jordan, please take over this bit, because I don't have much more.
Hi, my name is Jordan, thanks, and I play Glimki, Treefellow, mans. That's all I have to say.
Heave ho,
Now we
and that's
pass it
our
on.
show. That's not how this bit goes, no. I say when we go to Shannon, and now we do.
Hey, my name is Shannon. I came here without much planning. I am here to play the game, and I play. Why did I choose such a low start? Faunalyn, Vaydark.
Heave ho, and that's our show. We're Bard Soup. Oh, don't you know? I'm your DM, Zach. Whoa ho, I'm going to be replaced. Welcome back to Bard Soup. I had all the intention of a guy who was going to write the intro, but none of the time. And that's what you get. We're back, baby.
What are you talking about? That sounded so good, so scripted.
My whole body is hot.
I've never seen you so tense.
I know.
You look so
Yeah.
miserable.
I was terrified.
I actually also feel really warm all of a sudden.
You do very well.
Never do anything like that again.
I won't, but
That's
not
a
for the
threat.
reason you're saying. We join our Heroes 3 aboard the Vigilant. It is your 4th night of travel. The sun has exploded for the night. It is dark out, and First Mate Genjum Fruck has just run into the room and loudly announced to the captain that a man is in the water. Captain Zoralo Depthsbane quickly jumps to her feet and says, "Well, what are you telling me for, Fruck? Bring the ship round, get close to him, and pull him aboard." "Yes, Captain! Right away, sir! All right, we're on our way to get that guy!" And he runs out the room. And we'll say the captain quickly follows him.
I don't know about you two, but I have a fundamental nosiness that's kind of integral to my character. So I'm gonna go gawk.
Yeah, oh my gosh, is that a body they found, or was the guy still alive? Let's
Oh, I
go
didn't
check.
even think that it could be a body. Yeah, let's go look.
Yeah, I'm right behind you. I'm confused at you describing that this is some sort of fundamental character trait that you would be interested in seeing a floating body that we're going to rescue out of the sea. That feels like it would be inherently true for everyone aboard.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. I'm special, and
Honestly, look around the room. We're the only 3 people left in here.
Yeah, we're not gonna get a good view.
no, but I'm looking because of who I am. They're looking because of circumstance. You know. Anyway, let's go. And I bounce out.
Actually, that does kind of make sense.
I do that sometimes. Scarcely, but I do.
The 3 of you hurry up onto the deck of the Vigilant. It is dark out. It is a little cloudy. There are some bigger waves kicking up. It's windy. It's not stormy, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be a comfortable night aboard the ship. And about the moment you run outside, you watch as 2 members of the crew haul this guy up and plunk him down on the deck of the ship. And you see this man. He looks emaciated. He's got matted dark hair. Appears to be human, but he's got sunken, sallow skin. He's got a pretty raggedy beard. And you see he's wearing a shirt that is sort of torn at the front. And as you peer through the crowd, you see that there are several large claw marks running across his chest.
Like fresh ones?
Clay, do you want to make a medicine check?
Yes, I do.
And do any of us recognize the man?
You do not. It's a decent-sized crew. It's possible that you just haven't crossed paths with him, but he does not look familiar to you.
I got a 24.
Clay, it's hard to see, but you kind of push through the crowd of onlookers and get closer, and you see that these claw marks appear to be old, but you would wager, based off your experience, maybe 3 months old, not so old that they're fully healed. You see there's a little bit of pus on the edges. It seems like there's maybe some infection, but it's not, he's not actively bleeding from this wound. And as you get closer, I'd say you see it looks like, not like his chest is like all torn up. It looks like there was one big, like something big ran its claws across his chest a single time.
And we can see it because his shirt is open?
Yeah, it's like torn open.
Oh, okay.
And as you get closer, the man,
he sputters and coughs up a bunch of water, and the captain is there, and she says, "Oh, give him space, give him space. He needs room to breathe, damn it."
What a cruddy-looking gentleman.
"Who are you, boy?" And he, the man bolts upright, and you see he's just got this frenzied look in his eyes. His eyes are just wide and panicky, and he grabs the captain and says, "You've got to help me. They're animals. Animals!" And at this point, the captain turns to Jim Fruck, and says, "See that this man gets down to the infirmary. Make sure Totoro has a chance to look at him, and get these gawkers out of here. We don't need a crowd." "Yes, Captain! All right, you heard the captain! Everyone, give the guy some space! Please!" And a couple of crew members will lift the guy up onto these shaky legs and carry him below deck.
Don't worry, my friend is actually a doctor. The doctor's coming. And I grab Clay and start following.
Oh, but I have questions.
I told you guys, this is in my blood.
But we're 4 days away from land. What if there's other survivors in the water? Where did this guy come from?
Yeah.
Questions we can ask him when we're in the room with him.
Okay,
Come on,
okay,
Dr.
let's go
Clay.
Okay, can we go?
Excuse
to the
me, we
infirmary?
have a doctor. They'll provide medical assistance. Don't worry.
Does the ship have a doctor?
You're the doctor now, Clay. Don't ask that. Exude authority.
I'm asking the DM, because who's in the infirmary?
The captain said let Totoro take a look at him. You don't know who Totoro is, but it seems to imply someone with some authority to look at a emaciated man pulled out of the ocean.
Okay. Actually, before we go to the infirmary, I do want to do a perception check on the ocean if there's any debris or other people.
For sure.
She's gonna run to the ledge and look over.
Give me a perception check.
Okay, that's great. 6.
You look out. It is, like I said, it's dark, it's cloudy, visibility's pretty poor. There's these big waves kicking up. You scan the horizon, and nothing seems to be out there. Neither debris or a ship or anyone else in the water.
Okay. I guess Clay will go to the infirmary then.
All right. You two follow?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
All right. You venture down below decks to the second level down, if you will. From your time on the ship, the deck has access to things like the dining hall and the shuffleboard. We didn't even get into the shuffleboard last time, but there's a shuffleboard area. It's very nice. There's a little smoking parlor where people read and play games. There's the bar. Very nice things on the top deck. Down one level, there's all the passenger rooms. And then you go down another level into what appears to be the more crew-centric part of the ship. That's where Glimki found the captain. That's where it seems like the crew sleeps, where supplies are stored. And you sort of follow this man who's being carried down into the ship, down the hallway, and he's brought into this room. It is scantily decorated, very, very few decorative pieces. It is very clearly a ship's doctor's office. There is a surgery table in one corner of the room and a little wooden desk and various shelves with things, Clay, you would recognize as reagents for making different medicines. And there's a small door off of that, and kind of as you enter the room, Genjum is pounding on this door. "Totoro, sir! We need you! Immediately, sir! There's a man! He doesn't look so good, sir!" And very shortly after, the door opens, and you see someone that maybe in your travels you have independently come across someone of this ilk. Maybe not. But he is a blue man. He has light teal skin and a large fin like that of a fish running from the top of his head down his back. He's got a white coat on and a stethoscope, and you may or may not recognize him as a Triton, a denizen of the Elsween Sea.
Whoa.
There's mer people.
but he has legs, and he quickly runs out and shouts out at the crewmen, "Put him under the table. Let me take a look at him."
Whoa.
Love that voice.
And he starts doing a physical examination, and he tears the shirt all the way open so he can look, and says, "Infection's already taken hold. It doesn't look too bad, though. Surely some antibiotics will help with that." And he opens up his eyes and pulls his tongue out, and clearly malnourished, signs of scurvy. All right, well, sir, what happened to you? Where were you? Were you on a ship? Did it go down? What happened? And the man says, "I was taken from Sunfall. They wore masks. I didn't see them, but they held me on their ship for months. I just managed to escape and dove overboard, and I thought I was going to drown, but it was better than another minute with them."
Wow. You just jumped. Sorry to interrupt. Hi, Glimki. You jumped off another ship? How long ago did this happen?
It's hard to say. It was perhaps 12 hours ago, maybe less. It was still light out, but it's been less than a day.
Damn. I mean, that's quite the courageous thing you did there to jump into uncertain waters. Who took you? Why did they have you?
I do not know. They did not want money. Honestly, they did not seem very interested in engaging with me at all. They gave me bare minimum food and water to keep me alive, but they did not really ask me any questions or seem to want anything specific from me.
And were you alone, or were there others taken with you?
It's just I, as far as I could tell, and the two of them, and, well, whatever creature they kept with them, their pet.
Sorry, did you say the two?
Yes, I only ever was able to identify two men. I do not know if there were more aboard. I was kept in a cell below decks.
That sounds awful. We're all doctors, by the way, which is why we're here, so you should tell us everything. So, you didn't happen to hear the name Electra Voon whilst you were aboard, did you?
No, I don't think so, but
Okay, nobody was a lizard or anything like that?
they wore masks. I could not see who they were,
I
but
think you'd be able to tell.
they appeared to be having skin.
That's a good observation. Well done. Your observational skills appear to be perfectly intact. That's good. I look at Glimki. Jot that down in his doctor-patient notes.
Wait, what did he say?
Honestly, I don't remember.
They have skin.
Yes,
They
he
have
has skin.
That's what he said.
Nobody on board was scaly, is what he said. So they
Well-
weren't, in other words, they weren't Electrovoon
Okay.
and Cloutier
Got
Cobra.
it.
Their pet was sort of scaly, I suppose.
What?
Oh,
They kept some monster with them. I only saw it the one time, but it's what did this to me. And he starts gesturing at his chest aggressively.
Ooh, yes, one of the
Oh.
doctors should do something about that. Clay, would you?
Was
It's girthing me
wait,
out.
was the beast was scaly, or did it look like a bugbear?
No, it
Oh, good question.
did not have fur.
Okay,
Yes.
got it.
It was
Scaly.
red. It
Good
had
question.
claws
Red.
the size of dinner knives.
What
Ew,
the hell?
sounds scary. Okay, so it was a ship from Sunfall. They were obviously trained criminals doing something illegal. This does not sound surprising at all, right? I mean, Sunfall is literally run by crime lords. It seems to me that you've probably come across some pirates or something. It seems very on brand for Sunfall.
And who are you again?
Yes, good question.
now what's your name?
My name is Antoine Chuma.
And Antoine, you have no reason for them to have grabbed you and taken you?
I mean, I don't think so. I try to live a good life. I'm but a humble merchant. I don't have great wealth or holdings. I'm nobody.
What is it that you sell?
Baskets.
Oh.
Wicker baskets.
And what's, you have doctor, patient, client, doctor privilege right now, I think they call it. So you can tell us anything. We won't go to the cops or anything. What's really in the baskets? It's medically relevant.
They're just baskets. You can put anything you want in them as long as it's not liquid. Liquid would pour right through, but solids of any sort would... Oh, gas would also not be very good, but anything solid really could go inside them.
Insight check, please. I got a 6 on my insight check there.
You think these baskets could probably hold liquid?
Damn, crazy.
I actually got an 8 on my insight check, if that makes a difference.
Maybe gas as well. He's probably lying about what the baskets can hold.
This guy's a friggin' liar. You could put soup in that weave. Trust me. It's my instinct.
So, since they seem to have no reason to have wanted to take you, do you have any belief that they would come after you in the sea?
I do not know. It's possible. I don't know why I was taken. It's possible they will come back for whatever original purpose they had in mind.
And there was other people on the boat alongside you? Like,
Just my captors, as far as I could tell.
that is peculiar.
How were they keeping the beast? Was it tied up? Or what was the beast eating? And what did they call it?
They did not call it anything, best I could tell. And it was not kept in the same area as me, it seemed. I only saw it the one time. They brought it in below decks and they opened my cage, and one of them, he just said, "Do it." And the beast came and it ran its claws across my chest, and then it left. I thought it was going to kill me. I thought it was going to eat me, but it just mocked me and left me to suffer.
That is crazy. Hey, sidebar,
That's
doctors, sidebar.
Of course, Doctor. Yes, of course.
Yes, of course. What can I...
Yeah, you
What
too.
have we discussed? Dr. Natu, by the way.
Please come over. Act genuinely, you two. Can we step into another room?
This is my personal chambers.
Okay, personal chambers. How secure is this? Can you hear us? Everyone's talking whispered tones.
I closed the curtain around the bed, like in the emergency
It's just
room.
like it's just a fucking shadow puppet play on the other side. Okay, for realsies, what would you need to determine what kind of infection this is?
Doctor, are you familiar with like any like magical wounds?
Limited practice with the arcane, slightly more with the divine. I prefer to do most of my medicine in, shall we say, the traditional Triton way.
I'm gonna take a shot in the dark here. What if that guy is infected with some kind of, I don't know, whatever that creature is, came in and infected him with that scratch?
Oh, no. Kill him.
Like werewolf
Overboard.
style,
Overboard.
or
I'm like, Doctor, what are you familiar? Are you familiar at all with like lycanthropy at all?
Why would you even go there? Send him back over. Send him back. Let's not risk it. Send him back over.
Hold on. We don't know. I'm just jumping. I swear. My younger sister, Folly, had read many a stories of lycanthropes and had shared them around dark fires back home.
you know several were-rats also.
Look, I'm just taking a shot in the dark here. It's the potential for that is, out of myth and legends and storybooks, but I don't know. His story seems a little weird. This beast came into his chambers and scratched him and did nothing else. The crew commanded him to do it, and then he was free to escape into the sea to what? Be picked up by a ship fulfilling its duty to help those lost? Seems a little
Suspicious. But we can test if he's a lycanthrope. Does anyone have like a silver coin? We can just like press it against him.
well. And Glimki pulls the curtain back a little bit to look at him a little bit. Want to take another look at him? Does he look like he has any other symptoms? Just in pain? Is he sweating? Is there any other signs of anything? I don't know what even medicine or nature. I don't know what to roll there.
Yeah.
Oh, if he has scurvy, then that means his wound won't heal.
Fuck.
Glimki, if you want to give me like a medicine check to examine him.
Sure. 13. A flat 13.
Yeah. We'll say you grab like a lantern, little oil lantern that's burning on the desk nearby, and you hold it up and kind of move it back and forth in front of his eyes. And like they follow the light, but there seems to be a slight delay. There's definitely like a lethargy. And you see like, despite that initial
outburst and his ability to hold conversation with you, it definitely feels like that took a lot out of him. He seems to be sort of withdrawing into himself a little bit. He's breathing a little heavy.
Oh, the transformation's underway.
He doesn't look great.
Yeah, Glimki goes back behind the curtain and slides it back across. Okay, I'm not a doctor. And don't comment on that, doctor. For all intents and purposes, we are doctors, but right now, I'm not a doctor. And I don't know, maybe it hasn't taken hold yet? Or whatever if he is infected?
Definitely infected. He looks disgusting.
I don't know, maybe there's I don't know how lycanthrope works. Has anyone checked the calendar?
Oh, when's the next full moon?
What shape of egg are we on?
Well, fun fact about living in this flat world, the moons are always full, which does result in a higher propensity for lycanthropy than one might see in other worlds. But you don't know shit about other worlds. All you know is Zav, and there's a lot of werefolk.
So lycanthropes just transform every night.
Oh no! Well, I was thinking if they're again in the stories, I don't know if they were talking about some other make-believe world they made up, but usually when someone gets infected, it doesn't fully take hold of them until they have some sort of inciting incident, like a full moon or something to incite the transformation. But and then we look out the porthole. Looks like we got 2 of those. So
it's going to be double bad and double gross.
How long until we get to shore?
I'm not too sure about our progress. That's outside of my purview, but I believe the morning after tomorrow we should arrive. It would have been tomorrow evening, but I believe our departure was delayed.
Oh, that's weird. Forgive me for being the voice of reason. Normally I would never. As nobody's even tried to heal the gentleman. Go slap him with the cure.
I could go in.
Yeah.
I'm loving the conspiracies from you two, and frankly, I would be on board to chucking him overboard, just precautionary. Glimki, you have convinced me that he is gross. Makes sense to kind of try to do the normal stuff first, right? My God, I should be a doctor.
Yeah, all of a sudden following due process. What are you, a scientist?
I know! Literally. I'm going to medical school. I'll be amazing
Man,
at
you're
it.
going to be best friends with those round earthers later, eh?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh, no, I don't truck with this science nonsense.
Doctor, did you mention antibiotics earlier? What's that? Watch this, and then I do cure wounds.
Yeah, you lay your hands on him and say a prayer. I would say his breathing slows slightly, but it doesn't seem to have a large impact on him. His skin looks, this kind of yellowish, unhealthy tinge. His eyes are still wide and pupils are dilated, and the wound is still very much present, and there's still that pus leaking out of it.
All right, great doing business with you, doctor. You go talk to the captain.
I'll keep an eye on him, doctors, and prepare a salve to help dry out the infection.
Okay.
Yes, thank you, doctor.
You do that.
That guy is gross and he needs to be locked up.
Oh, wait, hold on a minute.
Here.
Wait, hold on a minute. Hold on. I'm so sorry. So rewind. I didn't realize with lay on hands, I can use a portion of the pool to try cure disease or poison.
Okay.
So yeah, Glimki's gonna walk up, kind of rub his hands together and tell the Antoine to just lean back, taking a closer look at this kind of infected wound here, and then hovering his hands over it, I'm going to see what my lay on hands can do to his wounds.
You put your hands on this guy's chest, and he immediately starts to scream.
Oh.
And his spine arches up, coming up off the table. Glimki, you feel something move underneath your fingertips.
Oh.
Something is thrashing beneath the skin. It is like something is trying to punch through this guy's chest. And you clamp down, you press down with all of your strength, and this burning green light emanates from your hands, filling the room. And as it just overwhelms your senses, his screaming stops, and the movement within his chest calms, and he
falls back onto the operating table and... Thank you, friend. I don't know what you did, but I think it helped.
Glimki looks over his shoulder at the rest of the room and is like,
Yeah, I'm just like, what the heck?
well, I think we were right and wrong, maybe? Whatever I did, I think may have helped this guy.
Can I discreetly press something silver against this guy's skin?
Sure, you take like a silver piece out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you press this coin into this guy's hip and...
It's like gua sha treatment.
Yeah. He does not react. He kind of looks at you as something cold presses up against his side, but he doesn't react adversely.
Okay. I give it a thumbs up. It's not like a trophy anymore, I guess. If it was. You cured it.
I don't know what I did, but I think this guy might be okay.
Why would Clay's godly magic not work, but Glimki's godly magic would?
Yeah, is the wound still looking as infected?
The claw marks are still there, but it is less visibly infected. The red inflammation around these 3 claw marks is no longer there, and the pus seems to have dried up.
I don't know. I kind of just, since we talked about the potential infection or disease that he may have had, I just thought really hard about whatever thing might be trying to possess his body, and there it was. It kind of fought me a little, but I think it's gone.
Glimki, did you just perform an exorcism?
Maybe.
Okay, Father Treefellow, what the hell? Did you know you could do that? I didn't think you had that kind of god.
I didn't know I could either, to be honest.
Ugh. I mean, cool, I guess. Try one on me. I just want to know something.
You think you have a demon in you? Or disease?
No, of course not. Just try it on me, though. Just curiosity. Try it on Try it on Clay! Clay was with Clay, the skull thief, said that Clay was Clay's mom was in hell or something like that, and Clay was descended from demons or something like that. Or maybe that's all conjecture, but there was something. Try it on Clay.
Okay, well, sorry, maybe demon was the wrong word. It's like, I don't think it was a demon. I think it was just some sort of infection or disease.
Is that why my healing magic doesn't work? I want to learn how to do that, Glimki.
I don't know. I mean, you know what? It's worth a try. Antoine, can you scoot over? Clay, hop up here for me.
He turns over onto his side, making a bit of room for you, Clay.
I big spoon him.
Don't touch him. Ugh.
Yeah, Glimki climbs up on a little step stool and rubs his hands together again, closes his eyes. I don't know what I'm looking for this time, but let's see what we can pull out of Clay. And I'm just going to hover my hands over Clay. Fix Clay.
How do I feel?
You put these 2 hands on Clay, and there's this green flare of light, but Clay, you feel like a little tingling where Glimki's hands touch you, but beyond that, it starts and it disappears as quickly as it began.
I'm not going to lie to you, Faunalyn, that didn't feel the same, but maybe it means Clay's all good.
I feel no different.
Okay, I'm not a demon.
Yeah, so
Try
you're
on
fine.
me again.
You never
just
were.
fun.
Okay, well, I can try. I'm getting kind of tired now. I could maybe do this 2 more times tops.
Do one on me and then do one on you, and then none of us will have any demons at all.
Okay, it might not be very useful later on. But sure, okay. Clay, scoot over. Antoine, do you mind getting up?
I hop onto the seat, scooting Clay, and very careful not to touch Antoine.
Yeah, he rolls over and just falls onto the ground, and the doctor says, contusion on the hip. I'll prepare a different salve. And he starts rubbing some seaweed on Antoine's hip.
Glimki rubs his hands together one more time. Oh, by the gods and for its spirits, cleanse this being of all evil. And then I clasp my hands down on Faunalyn.
Faunalyn explodes.
Oh, damn.
Dang, that's
Makes
crazy. I kind of saw that.
No, same as when you lay your hands on clay. There is a small little green flare out of you, Faunalyn. You feel a slight tingle, but beyond that, there's no ancillary effects.
Well, I think that says a lot about me and my character, don't you?
Yeah, I think we're all good. No evil or disease.
So I've beaten the allegations once and for all.
Like some of the allegations.
Which allegations have I not beaten?
I don't know if being disease-free clears you of any proclamation of rat sex.
Oh,
But
this
Emma
means
said
you were lying about the
demon-free.
hepatitis.
Oh,
you don't
yeah,
have
right.
Holy shit, I'm cured. I'm cured! And I grab the
Wow.
doctor's cheeks and I kiss him on the lips and say, I'm cured!
And now you have
Now you probably
hepe.
got, yeah, now you have herpes.
Oh no.
Glimki says, I don't think I need to do it on myself. I don't think me and my people are susceptible to diseases. Just straight up.
But are
Just
you
a thing that
susceptible
we
to
don't have.
demons?
Oh, that's nice.
What about
I
demons?
don't think it was demons. I'm
Is
gonna
that
tell you
really
right
a
now. I
thing?
don't think it
You
was a
can't
demon.
get diseases? Gnomes
Yeah.
can't get diseases?
Yeah.
Is all the vegetables you eat?
Oh.
Like,
No,
what-
it's not.
what
Sorry,
is
not a
this?
gnome. Sorry. It's not a gnome. It's my oath of protection, I guess, has protected me somehow.
You have an oath of protection?
I don't know what the fuck it is.
That's kind of cool.
Like, I've never been sick a day in my life.
Wow. Your immune system has an oath of protection. Who are you supposed to protect with this oath?
I don't know. You? Clay? This guy?
That's interesting because I've just almost died like 3 times since knowing you, so that's interesting.
Almost. Keyword. Not dead.
Keep working on that oath, buddy. You'll get there.
Hold on a minute. How did this turn into me saving this guy into somehow a debate on whether I'm doing my job?
Yeah, wait, what was up with that guy?
Just didn't know the specifics of your oath before, and now I'm asking some questions.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know what it is either. I have divine health is what it says on my character sheet, floating in the periphery of my consciousness.
Gnomes are weird. Can I ask you something, Glimki? Also, why don't we get out of here? Why don't we walk and talk? I want a drink and to wash my hands.
Yeah, Antoine, feel better. Get some rest. If you feel
Feel better.
another weird feeling crawling around in your chest, just give me a holler.
Thank you, friends. I'll holler loud and proud, I guess. Maybe not proud.
Perfect.
There's a certain shame to
No, hell yeah, be
being
proud.
enfeebled, taken from my home, but loud at the very least.
Well, you'll be, I think, very happy to know you're on a luxury cruise on the way to a round Earth convention. So just live it up with that.
Throw me back in the sea!
Yeah.
And the 3 of you depart from the infirmary.
I've never really asked you, Glimki, but what you just did in there was, like, I guess I've seen you be tough and I've seen you be destructive before. And I guess I knew that you've healed me, but I've never really seen you do anything, like, divine before. I guess I'm just kind of curious for the first time about your god situationship.
Oh, yeah. It's complicated. It's not really I don't really have an allegiance to a god at all. We're more of spirit people back in Dwells. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of the energy that flows through the blade on the destructive side. I guess I'd never really tested the limits of what I can do with healing. I mean, I know I can mend wounds, but I didn't know that I could affect someone in that way.
Yeah, that was very interesting. I mean, I've heard of nature spirits, of course. I grew up in a forest, but I didn't really know people could swear allegiances to them. Is that common in Dwells?
To be honest, I don't know. I don't know if I really swore allegiance to them. It was more like he saved me from death's door, and I kind of like owe him my life, sort of. And it's like getting a little complicated now because I don't know, seeing how Clay and the people of Macrog work, and just expanding to see all these other godly figures and the way that people align with them. It's just making me feel like maybe, I don't know, did I align myself too early? I didn't really explore my other options. I know that's something crazy coming from an 80-year-old, but this is all pretty new to me.
What, didn't you say you were on death's door and you kind of like bargained your way out of dying? What options were there to explore? Dying or the deal?
I mean, yeah, if you put it that way, I guess my choices were pretty limited. But I don't know.
Is your god nice to you? That sounds a bit like that sounds like a deal I would cut. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
See, he's nice. He's helped us. He's helped us out.
So you don't think it was like exploitative?
Well, I don't know yet. It feels like maybe other people are trying to figure out how to weasel their way into my consciousness, but we'll see.
Do elaborate.
You guys remember that dragon
Yes.
Yeah.
Krigamon.
Krigamon.
that kidnapped what's his face?
Sten Dexter. Yes.
Yeah, Sten, classic
Princess.
princess in distress. Yeah, there was like another tree spirit that took the shape of like a gray weird frog lady, and they basically were like, like if you want me to help you, you can help you, but you have to plant the seed where you call home. And I was like, oh, that sounds like a good deal. Maybe that sounds cool with me. But then I did that, and then Malari was like really annoyed that I would even entertain the idea of potentially aligning with another spirit. I mean, things are complicated.
Oh.
It's fine. I threw the seed away, but then I don't know what that meant for me either, to be honest, because I kind of made a deal with that other spirit for it to help us, and voila, a dragon appeared and helped us. And then I threw away the seeds, so I don't know. Have you noticed that some of my leaves are gray?
Yeah, they
I
do
didn't
look
want
a
to say
little
anything, but
different.
yes, I've noticed immediately.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. Maybe I have some bad karma going for me right now. And it kind of feels like these two spirits are fighting over my allegiance a little bit. And I know this is a lot to just come out with all of a sudden, but yeah, that's kind of just floating in the back of my mind 24 hours a day.
Basically, you have like the messiest dating life of all time, but instead of a dating life, it's the allegiance of your soul literally tied to your life's essence to multiple petty and jealous nature gods.
Yeah, that
Wow, you've been dealing with a
sums it
lot.
up.
That sounds really stressful.
Yeah.
But that's fine. It's my thing. I had a good conversation with Bright Scale about judgment and
He's very helpful with those things.
So yeah, he helped me contextualize some stuff.
Interesting. 1 second. I rifle around in my little sewing bag that I think I keep amongst my personal effects, and I pull out a tiny pair of sewing shears. Do you want me to just clip away the gray one, and then it would be like it never happened, right?
No, that like kind of hurts. Straight
Oh,
up,
really?
it hurts.
Oh my God! You're really part tree. I mean, I guess I knew you.
Yeah,
were
I'm
kind
not
of
just
part tree,
wearing
like
a crown of leaves.
you could. It's kind of cool. Honestly,
You could
I've thought
pick me
about
up
it.
by this.
Okay, well, if you want a haircut that hurts, we can just snip away that gray god once and for all.
No. It's cool. It's cool. I think it's a good reminder that I have some unfinished business with the spirits.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And maybe my karma scales are a little off balance right now. I'll figure it out.
Well, it looks like you still have a lot of Malari's favor though, because that healing magic you did like helped that guy so much. And it was pretty powerful. Like my spell did nothing. So still seems like you're in a good place with your spirit.
That is true. Hopefully it stays that way.
I guess if you ever want to talk about your existential dread, Clay is always available to talk. You
Yeah,
know?
that's true.
Thanks, Faunalyn. I
I
appreciate
was
that.
just about to
Yeah,
say
of
that.
course. Anytime. I guess me too, also.
Thanks, guys.
But actually, as soon as I said it, I was like, actually, literally nobody on Earth knows more about the machinations of powerful beings and how territorial they can be than me. So,
That's cryptic.
no, it's not. I'm like a rich person whose family has a ton of land and we deal with the drama.
Oh, I thought you were talking about deities.
You should be religious. You would love it.
No, I'm the closest to God that I know.
Oh, gee, damn.
See, there might be an ego conflict,
God complex?
No, I'm just really great and powerful already. Like, what do I need a god for, Although, I would like to revenge my enemies. Anyway, that was well done with the gawking. You two might be, it might be in your bloods too. That as well as wood chips, apparently. Glimki.
Is there anything else you wish to do tonight before you go to bed?
Report what Antoine said to the captain about there being two guys on a ship with a beast somewhere in the area, I guess.
Yeah, you let her know, and she thanks you for the information. She's seen a lot, but doesn't seem to know exactly what to make of what you've told her. But the three of you go to your 3 rooms below deck, and night passes uneventfully, and you wake up in the morning for your final day of travel. Could I get everybody to roll a d12?
D12. I rolled an 8.
So did I.
Wow.
I rolled a 6.
The last day of your journey begins. You know that 24 hours, give or take from now, you will pull up to the shores of Kobaris, and your search for the princess will begin in earnest. The weather thus far has been a mix of nice, beautiful, sunny ocean days, as well as a few cloudier ones, nothing amounting to a storm just yet, but today definitely falls into the latter half of those categories. You wake up, it is cloudy, it's a little choppy, there's a faint hint of cold in the air. Nothing too bad, but not quite the warm, sunny, tropical days of the beginning of your voyage. And the day passes without incident. One final dinner is served. The captain approaches you, Glimki, and hashes out the final details of her story, making sure you have all the details you wish you could forget. Might not even make it into the book. Some of them are very granular. Some of them you don't care for. But you get them all the same. Ptolemy finds you as well and announces that he's actually going to carry on to Sarposen. He originally planned on getting off at Kobaris and performing there, but he's going to continue on to Sarposen and stay with the captain, try and get some more details and other stories that he can turn to song. But they both promise to abide by the contract, and surely at some point down the road you'll see some royalties.
I better.
The night concludes, like I said, with one final meal, and the three of you go to sleep, eager to awake and begin your time on Kobaris. Clay in bed, the ship rocking, swaying in the night. Glimki curled up, no dreams disturb you, no messages from gods or spirits. Faunalyn meditating as you do in your trance-like state, awaiting the dawn. And sometime in the dead of night, there's a sudden impact. The sound of the ship almost scraping on something. And Faunalyn, you're sitting there, eyes closed, meditative, and you feel yourself slammed sideways into the wall as the ship suddenly seems to come to a halt.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. I hastily knock on Clay and Glimki's doors both.
All right, you run out into the hallway. You see a few other passengers, doors opening, looking out into the hallway confused. From above decks, you hear the distant shouts of the crew. And yeah, you knock on the door, you awaken Clay and Glimki, and the three of you convene in the hallway.
Did you all feel that?
What was that?
The impact?
Yeah.
Have we run aground? Are we here?
Did we crash?
We can't be there. We're ahead of schedule.
Where could we be?
Are we still moving?
Yeah, is the ship still moving, Zach?
You get the sense, you've been on the ship for the better part of 5 days at this point. The steady momentum that you could feel, the constant movement of the ship, is almost non-existent. It feels like any forward momentum has ceased, but it does seem like there's still a slight bit of sway, as if the waves are still having some sort of impact on you. But you do not feel like you are moving forward any longer.
Oh my god, maybe we did arrive.
Well, let's go check it out.
Yeah.
Let's go check it out.
You run down the halls and up the stairs, up onto the deck of the ship, and you see that it is still the dead of night. It is cloudy. There's a wind blowing. The light of the two moons is non-existent.
What?
And you see no landmass in sight. You look out over the deck, out onto the ocean, and you see just ocean for as far as you can see, which admittedly is not very far in this middle of the night.
There's other crew people up here?
Yeah, is the captain?
You see the captain shouting out instructions, and you see several crew members armed with hatchets and knives and daggers climbing over the edge of the ship. Some of them, there's like a ladder that's strung up. Some of them have ropes that they're climbing down.
Wait, they're climbing off the ship?
They're climbing off the ship, and the captain shouts out, "Get that kelp taken care of. Don't know what's lurking under the surface."
Oh, man.
What?
I'm not personally worried about seaweed if that's the issue.
I feel maybe we're caught up in some. Jinjum! Where are you, Jinjum?
You hear a voice from off the side of the ship say, "I'm right here, sir!"
Okay, Glimki wants to run over to the edge and see where Jimjum's at.
You look down, and you see Genjum is standing on the water,
Oh.
along with
no.
a half dozen other crew members. And as you look, you see it is not water, but in fact, just this massive, tangled net of seaweed or kelp that has fully enveloped the ship. And as the waves of the ocean, the Elsween Sea, move and flow, you see this platform of greenery slowly rises and swells with each passing wave, but it holds intact, and they are able to seemingly walk across the water. And you see the ship is just fully caught up in this mess.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
It's Tangle Kelp, sir! We're stuck!
Tangle kelp.
Yes, sir!
Do you need some help cutting us free?
That'd be much appreciated, sir. We could be here a long time.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Glimki, wants to, I guess, go over the side.
Sure. Just point of order. What are you bringing with you, gear-wise?
A sword.
What an innocent question. What an innocuous question from our DM.
It was middle of the night, you know. I don't know if you're, like, running out on deck with a sword or...
I mean, like, if I'm thinking, like, if I'm... Like, I would not have dothed mine armor.
Okay. Valid.
Or is it donned? I would not have donned my armor. Dothed would be take it off. I would have dothed it at night. Okay, yeah, so Glimki in his, like, fatigues and no plate, which might be safer as well in terms of sinking in the water. And his sword will climb over and down the ladder.
Okay. Yeah, you climb down this rope ladder. It's got these little wooden rungs, little platforms essentially, each maybe 3-4 inches thick, weathered wood, swaying gently with each passing wave. But you manage to clamber down, and before long you step out, and it feels like you're gonna sink, but you step out, and it's like standing on a bouncy castle or a waterbed. Each step, the ground moves beneath you in an unpleasant way, but you're able to more or less keep your balance. Clay and Faunalyn, what are you two doing?
I'm certainly not crawling off the ship into the ocean to do free labor. Faunalyn is wearing, just for people's imagination, you know the Ebenezer Scrooge
Oh,
fit
hell yeah.
at nighttime?
Yeah.
Yes, with the hat and everything, with little wispies of her red hair poking out the bottom of the rim. I want to say she's holding a little candelabra too, because it's medieval times. Why can't she? Clay, I guess I'm gonna go back to sleep. I don't know. This is not really my scene. What are you going to do?
I think I'll stay and help also. Sooner we get out of this tangle kelp or something, then the sooner we get to Kobaris.
I was hoping you wouldn't say that because I'm on my be a better friend arc, and if you stay and Glimki stays and I go back to my room and stare at the wall for the next 4 hours as planned, I'll kind of look.
I mean, you should get your sleep too.
Play, that's the rub of it. I don't sleep.
Oh.
Yeah, it's an elf thing. We just kind of zone out for a few hours. I've already done that.
Well, then here, hold this. I hand her my candelabra. So you're holding two of them.
Oh, yes! Yes, I'm helping! And I go to the prow of the ship and, like, stand like a ship head with my arms outstretched, casting light.
And Clay doesn't want to go over the side either because she doesn't have a blade or anything, but I want to, like, cast the rope of climbing down to Glimki so he can, like, tie himself off. So he doesn't risk falling off into the sea.
That's a good idea.
Nice one.
Very smart. Amazing. And remind me, what's the activation phrase?
Slither forth magic rope.
Yeah.
Thank you. Very good.
Yep.
Clay yells this at the top of her lungs.
Amazing.
And the rope slithers forward and wraps itself around Glimki's belt. And with Faunalyn standing like she's auditioning to replace the current figurehead of the ship, you watch as Glimki sets to work along with other crew members, and you start cutting and pulling, and it is weird, Glimki. You've got a lot of experience with nature, and this does not quite rise to the level of something sentient or awakened, but it is holding on to the ship with almost like a death grip. It is trying to like weasel in, and you watch these little pieces of green trying to fit in between the slats of the ship, the little gaps in the boards. Any handhold is just trying, like a creeping vine. It's like a time-lapse plant as it's trying to just crush and grab this ship.
What the hell
And
is this?
you pull back a clump of grass, a clump of the seagrass, and you see a skeleton just fully enveloped
What?
with pieces of greenery poking out from its ribs and out through the gaps in his skull and his eyes.
Okay. Oh god.
Oh, what is
What
he
the fuck?
rolling? Oh, what is that?
What just happened?
Clay, I will let you make a perception check, and Faunalyn,
Yes.
I will let you make a perception check with disadvantage, given how you have been conducting yourselves while this is
What's
taking place.
happening?
Oh no, what's happening? 21.
And that's a 12.
Still not bad though.
I will say, with a 21, Clay, you see it's dark. There's a few people are holding torches or lanterns amongst the crew as they're working. Not much light from the sky above to guide you, as I mentioned. You watch this carpet of seaweed, of kelp, moving and swaying, and you look down and you think you notice like almost little crabs, little tiny, like maybe size of a gold piece, maybe a little bigger, start to climb out of little gaps in the tangle kelp.
What the
And they keep coming. Tens of them, dozens of them, hundreds, pooling up.
Oh.
And you just happen to see in time this large, colossal figure, maybe 8 feet tall, with bulbous proportions. It's large, almost bloated gut. It stands on 2 feet with little bifurcated claws. Its skin is brown and it has these dark red streaks in a pattern running down its back. You see it's got 8 glossy black eyes, and you just watch as it bursts forth from the seaweed and shout out a warning to Glimki. He's able to step out of the way as this creature slashes down at him with a large claw.
fuck?
And you continue to watch as 2 large spiders, each the size of a mule, come scurrying out of previously unseen gaps in the grass as well. And I'm gonna have everyone roll initiative.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Disgusting.
Oh my.
Crab.
I want you to know, roll 2 natural 20s on their stealth
Oh
rolls.
my
But
Jesus.
the third faction, I rolled lower, so you saw it. you saw them coming.
Crabs
That's
and
crazy.
spiders.
Saw the little
Wow.
guys coming.
Is this like Lord of Quiet crab edition? Like made out of crabs instead of locusts? I rolled a nat 1 on my initiative
Ruh-roh for a total of
Prima.
for a total of 1.
I got a 20.
1 for Clay, 20 for Glimki.
Because of my warning. I warned him so he can see things coming.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I got a natural 19, which is a 23
Wow.
on initiative.
23 for Faunalyn.
I also rolled a 19, but I just got +1.
Respectable.
All right. Faunalyn, you are first. You are standing. You do not see this initial attack, but Clay's shouts alert you to it, and you look over and you see, like I said, this large figure looming over Glimki. These 2 large spiders, each maybe 5 feet wide. These long, slender legs. They're not covered in hair. They are sleek, seemingly aquatic in nature. They are nearby, and you watch just these massive mounds of smaller spiders pooling over the grass, over the seaweed, approaching the crew. You see several other large spiders burst forward and start to attack various crew members. And what would you like to do?
Oh, dear God. This is why you never do unpaid labor. I am going to look around the deck. I need a description of what is on the deck and what is available to me. And specifically, actually, I'm just going to let you describe it first before I say what I'm angling for.
Yeah. So, the ship is creaking slightly as the
sails have been lowered. They wanted to let some of the air out so as to avoid the ship pulling too hard against this kelp before the carve-out job had been done. They didn't want the ship to damage itself, trying to pull free. So the sails are hanging somewhat limply from the mast. There are a few crew members running to grab things. You don't know what. Presumably something to help with this sudden incursion of spiders and spiderkin. There are various barrels of supplies and crates stacked up upon each other. This large central mast, of course, that holds it all with a crow's nest at the top. If there's something specific you're looking for, let me know. But otherwise, ship stuff.
2 things. First thing, is the crew pulling out any form of cannon, Gatling gun, harpoon?
Definitely not a Gatling gun, but there are a couple of cannons on board on board the deck, and one on a couple on either side, we'll say. And surely, sure enough, a couple crew members are running and trying to shove those up. And unfortunately, they don't really aim down. Not really a great tool for things directly below your ship. Typically used to engage things from further out.
Disappointing. Secondly, are there any, as we know, we had a party very recently.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any remaining bottles or barrels of anything alcoholic about?
Mm-hmm.
Not on deck, but at the bar, for sure.
Light them up.
I am going to sprint to the bar
Okay.
and grab as many bottles, because I'm completely unarmed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm canonically wearing Scrooge jammies, which when I thought of it as a fun little detail, it did not occur to me that I was effectively completely disarming myself, which is the second time in this campaign that for the sake of a fun little fashion moment, I've ended up unprepared for combat. So that's a lesson on me. Anyway, I am going to blow out one of the candelabras, but keep one of them lit, and I am going to swoop up in my long arms as many bottles as I can from behind the bar and return to the edge of the ship. And I'm gonna start making Molotov cocktails. First thing to go is my little sleep cap. It gets shoved directly into a bottle of rum, the cork from which I pull out with my teeth as my hands are full, and I'm gonna get to lighting. And before you say, throwing fiery things at water, I am aware of the fact that alcohol burns on water. It just doesn't burn off the water. It doesn't eliminate the water. The water stays, I don't want to get into the is water wet debate, but the water stays water. But fire can be lit on top of the water if you pour something flammable. So I think a Molotov cocktail would work on the water.
I will not contest the efficacy of a Molotov cocktail on the water,
Thank you.
but I will contest the time it takes you to run down and back. I will
Yeah,
say
fair
you sprint below decks, grab everything you can, and start to come back, and we'll say next turn you'll have enough movement until I get back to the deck of the ship and start throwing.
While I run, I'm going to shout the British are coming style, just be yelling down the halls. We're being attacked! Take up arms! Seize the weapons! Today you show the make of your metal!
Oh,
and various
hell yeah.
things that will call people to action.
Nice.
Amazing. Give me a performance check.
Oh, gladly. It's gonna be an 18.
Oh, shit.
18. You hear, as you're running down the halls back towards the bar, Perez! And a certain bard say, no thank you. And you grab as many bottles as you can, run back up to the deck, and Glimki, you turn around as this massive creature is looming over you. And I'm going to say, actually, you know what? We'll say you initially, it clawed at you, you jumped out of the way, flavor, and we'll say it's not quite up in your face, it's a few feet back.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
It bends down and hunches over, this bulbous shape sort of contracts, and with these 2 large claws, it's going to start ripping up chunks of this tangle kelp, and it is just going to throw these globs of kelp at you.
Okay.
Does an 11 hit?
Yes, because I don't have any armor.
Okay.
Oh no.
You are restrained by tangle kelp as it just starts to wrap around you and contract around you. You are unable to move, and your attacks are made with disadvantage, but on your turn, you can attempt to escape as an action.
Okay.
And that is its turn. And we'll say as it sees that it connects with you, it starts to creep forward. It gets down on all fours and starts to climb towards you, very comfortable, not seemingly disturbed by the movement of the kelp in the ocean beneath it. And it is your turn.
Okay. So, oh no. I think I'm gonna try to move let's try to wiggle out of this. Yeah, so Glimki, try to, like, there's no way I can use my sword to help me at all, to cut my way out of this.
From like a flavor
perspective, then
sure.
yes, that's what I'm going to try to do. Glimki's trying to swing at the foot of this. What do I roll? Sorry?
Okay. Strength check, please.
Oh, no, I got an 11.
An 11 is what you needed.
Oh, thank Christ.
And
I mean,
you take
thank
your
goodness.
blade. Malari screams in anger.
Oh, good.
You take this blade that is pressed up close to your side, and you manage to twist your wrist and just press with all your might, and the blade cuts through the kelp, and you shake it off, and this large creature still standing in front of you, but you are no longer restrained.
Okay, and sorry, that's like the end of my turn, right?
Nope, that's just an action.
Oh.
So you can still move if you want, or if you have a bonus action, you can do something, but just an attack.
Okay, yes. Let's try to move. What is the other side of the rope attached to?
Me, I'm holding it.
Oh, hell yeah. Glimki's gonna run
Oh shit.
parallel to the length of the ship until
Okay.
his feet leave the ground because of the rope.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Where are you? Where are you trying to get to?
Literally, I want to run until like pendulum swing off the ground,
Okay.
and then whatever resolves later when I start swinging back the other way.
Okay.
Don't let go of me.
It is going to attempt to claw at you as you run past.
That's fine.
Ooh, that will hit. That is
Oh,
a
no.
23.
Well, yeah.
And it will hit you for, a lot of damage. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Cool.
10 slashing damage.
Easy. We're good. We're
Yeah,
so
you run
good.
past, it rakes its claws into your back, and you keep running, and this rope goes taut, and almost as if aided by the magical properties of the rope, you find yourself brought up into the air. And I will say, Clay, you can influence what the rope does if you want on your turn. You can either let physics take over, or you can start issuing instructions. But you watch as these two giant spiders that are next to this other creature, they are going to surge out and just attack a couple of crew members.
Jim.
No! And you watch as a spider just jumps onto an unnamed crew member and just digs its fangs into it, and he starts thrashing about on the ground and then goes limp. And you watch as these smaller swarms of spiders start running around and start swarming over. Some of them start climbing onto Genjum and start trying to attack him. They're not as strong. They're very little. Well, not very little. They're big for spiders, but not as big as the other spiders. You get the idea. They start like trying to attack him, and he's brushing them off. He starts screaming and says, Sir, the spiders are trying to eat me, sir. And we'll go to Clay.
Oh my gosh. First question.
First answer.
Geyser thing that gave us like bless or whatever,
Oh.
is that still
We
active
still have that?
or
That has worn off, unfortunately.
Because it was for the day.
oh
Darn.
god, that was a day ago. Okay.
Many, in fact.
Then-
We've been on this boat for 5 days.
Damn.
Wow. How far is like where Glimki and the crab monster from me? From the edge of the railing of the boat.
Let's see. I would say Glimki, I believe the rope is 30 feet long, so we'll say he's like 30 feet away from you at full rope length, kind of up, suspended in the air, swinging up, running up the ship. Whereas the spiders and the larger crab monsters, as you called it, are, we'll say the ship's maybe 20 to 30 feet up, so they're like, maybe 40 feet away.
Okay. And we're like on the kelp platform, right? There's no water.
Yeah,
underneath it?
you see, like, water's like pokes through, but it's like, like a few inches, and
Sponge.
it's enough that you can stand on. Yeah, exactly. It's like one of those floating platforms at a nice summer lake. But this, dear listener, is no nice summer lake.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I want to first tie the end of the rope around the railing,
Okay.
so I don't accidentally like let go and lose it. But I still have control of it, right? Like I can still hold it. I want to like pull Glimki like back.
Oh, it's 60
down,
feet
like-
long.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it doesn't have to be fully extended though, right?
True.
No.
Well, I want to like yank it so that he goes swinging back towards the bad guy at like a higher speed.
Sure. As a bonus action, you can
Damn right.
cause it to move 10 feet, so we can say he's pulled, he's kind of pulled in a bit.
Yeah, I'm like whipping him back down towards
Sure. Okay.
the bad
Okay.
guy.
I like it.
Yeah. Do I still get an action also?
Yep, that'd be a bonus action to command the rope.
Then as my action, since I don't have any weapons, I would like to cast Fairy Fire. Each object in a 20-foot cube within range.
Cool.
So it's 60 feet range, 20-foot cube.
Okay. What is your spell save?
15.
The 2 large spiders are unaffected. They remain dark and kind of blending in with the sea grass. But the larger creature, as well as these little individual swarms, are ignited. You see these 3 almost like distinct clusters of spiders. And then this larger creature just hulking there, looking up hungrily at Glimki, a little bit of drool coming out from between these massive pincers on its face. Anything else, Clay?
That's it. That was action, bonus action, and I don't want to move from where I'm at yet.
Okay. The crew starts to fight back, and we will say they do a bit of damage to your various attackers. Like I said, there's other clusters of spiders kind of further out. Maybe you hear from the other side of the ship the sound of more fighting. But on your side, the crew starts to fight back a bit, and we will go to the top of the order. Faunalyn, you burst back out onto deck, arms full of bottles. What are you doing?
I am going to marvel at my friend who is swinging through the air real quick, and then sprint to the edge and start lighting and pelting Molotov cocktails. And I'm ripping the fabric off of my floor-length Scrooge nightgown in strips.
Okay.
This is a very nice material, by the way. You calculating how many Molotov cocktails I can pull off in a turn?
I don't know. That is but a simple one, to be sure.
Just one.
I think just one
Bonus
is you
action, throw
tear
another one.
rope, stick rope in, or like cloth in, light it.
Crazy.
How much damage does one do is the question.
That was more what I was
That
trying to
makes
figure out.
Yeah.
We're gonna call this functionally Alchemist Fire, and we'll explain what that does when it arises. But would you'd like to make an attack?
I would.
Okay, then make a ranged attack against the creature of your choosing.
If it's against one of the glowing ones, you have advantage.
I'm going to throw one of the glowing ones.
Go for it.
What do I add?
You would add your dexterity. Yeah, I'd say just your dexterity. I don't think you're proficient in improvised weapons.
That's a 19.
Okay. And are you throwing at one of your targets, if you're going for a glowing target, would be one of the 3 clusters of spiders, like little spiders, or the big creature?
You know what? I'll go big creature.
Okay. This bottle smashes on its back as it's looking up at Glimki, swinging down from above, and it is ignited, which means it is going to take fire damage at the start of each of its turns unless it takes an action to put itself out.
The way I have just increased Glimki's threat level to landing on top of spider thing to landing on top of flaming spider thing.
No, it's fine.
Okay. If you say so.
Anything else?
You know, I'm going to look around. Is there anything I could improvise into a sword?
You know what? We'll say because of your actions last turn, you see Ruckus Perez and his less described brother Tucker Perez running up on deck, and they each have like daggers in each hand, and you can ask for one.
Yes.
Ruckus!
Knife me!
He stabs you but misses, and then you take the dagger from his hand, and he dives off the edge of the ship and lands in a mass of spiders and just starts punching, forgetting he has a dagger.
Nice. Okay, I think that's probably the equivalent of an action and a bonus action. One day in combat, I'll just do like a turn. Like I'll just like attack something, you know?
I'm not accusing you of anything, but I think the last time you had a standard attack round was episode 7. So
Wow.
Pretty sure that's the last time you hid and then sneak attacked.
Consider putting me in a fight where I have my sword on me, maybe?
Yeah, that's true. Why are we never armed?
I asked what you brought out with you. You could have said, I think I grabbed my sword. It's fine.
It's the middle of the night and I was running a bit.
And I love you for it. And your turn ends and the creature takes 4 fire damage at the start of its turn. And you know what? Glimki is still swinging up in the air because this is a magic rope and I'm letting physics be a little silly goofy. And it is going to try and recharge.
Recharge?
And it does not.
Mm.
What's it got? Oh, yes. Good. It can climb. It can climb now.
They climb now.
And you watch as it just takes its claws and starts scurrying up the side of the ship, seemingly unbothered by the movement of the ocean or the slippery barnacles that are encrusted upon it. It just climbs up, and Glimki, it is going to make a multi-attack against you.
No. Disadvantage because I'm so sick. I'm swinging on a rope.
Yeah, but it can climb now. And it is going to attempt to bite you.
No. Miss.
It misses with a 7.
Told you.
And then it's going to attempt to claw at you once.
That's a miss too.
It snaps at you and then rears back and claws as you're falling past it. That's a nat 20. Ooh, okay. Okay. That'll be another 15 slashing damage.
Easy.
Is it?
Easy.
Okay. And that is its turn. We go to Glimki. You are suspended in the air.
Just when you thought you had me.
It doesn't appear to be able to speak, but it has a knowing look in all 8 of its eyes that imply it does think it has you, actually. This burning, flaming, spider-like creature.
Watch this. Like out of a scene from Attack on Titan. Glimki's running along the hull of the ship, blade in hand, and then he's gonna try slash through some of the multi-legged beast here to try cut it off the side of the ship.
Amazing. Give me an attack roll with
that
advantage.
Sucks ass. Oh, thank you, please.
Because it is now burning and also illuminated by fairy fire. That sounds like a nat 20 to me.
Yeah, it's a nat 20. I rolled a 3 plus 4. I got a 7, and then you said I had advantage. Thank God. I got a nat 20 plus 4, 24.
Let's go.
Yes.
That's crazy.
That's so sick.
Nice.
Oh my God. I was so sad there for a second. I was like, well, that was a cool distraction. Okay. So this is the only time I'm making contact probably before I die, so let's Divine Smite.
Amazing.
So, yes. Oh, I rolled an 8 plus 2, 10. 1 plus 2, or no, plus another 1, so only 11 damage on the dice from the sword. And then 2d8 radiant damage. And I got an 8 and 4 on the dice, so another 12. So, yeah, 23 damage.
23. You come swinging down, and your sword starts to glow. It starts to take on the glowing illumination of the fire and the fairy fire on this creature. Your sword starts to reflect it, and you swing down, your sword leaving a green streak through the air, and you just hack off one of its arms, and it slides down several feet, screeches out in pain, barely manages to hold its grip, and because of that, I will say it attempts to swing at you as you go, and it, as a result, dislodges itself and just falls back onto the tangle kelp below.
Yes. Wait, did I only get advantage because of the fairy fire?
Yes.
Yo, synergy. This is crazy. Let's go. Sick. Oh, okay. Amazing.
And you swing past. We'll say you swing through up into another pendulum swing.
Yep. Oh man, crazy.
All right. Nice. Anything else?
I don't think so. Just keep the momentum going. Yeah, like run through and then kick off. So I'm back in another swing and just waiting for momentum to pull me back.
Amazing. Okay. Giant spiders are going to continue to attack crew members, and another crew member goes down as another spider lunges onto him and just sinks its fangs in, and he twitches and collapses. The tiny spiders start to go to work. They, like I said, they're less seemingly potent than the larger ones, but what they lack in size, they make up for in volume. And you watch as Genjim Fruck is starting to get absolutely covered in them.
No.
You see Ruckus is just like a cartoon cloud of fists and boots and stars, but he's just covered in spiders. Occasionally you see a fist, but they're starting to slow down. And you see another crew member just get taken down, just completely enveloped in spiders.
Shit.
That being said, the large creature is in a great deal of pain, and it is Clay's turn.
So where are the big spiders? There's the big creature that's fallen off the boat.
Yep. The big spiders are...
Is it the only big one? Or how many of the big ones are there?
There's only one big one that you can see. You do hear sounds of combat from the other side of the ship, but as far as your theater is concerned...
Oh, got it.
There's the one large one, and then it's 2 large pets, and then the three clusters of small spiders.
Where are the 2 pet spiders? Are they on deck?
No, they are still just on the kelp attacking crew members.
What do I want to do? If I leave the rope tied to the railing, Glimki can still swing from it, right? No problem.
Yeah.
I think I'd like to jump down or climb down from the boat now into the fray.
Amazing.
Into the maw.
So you, what are you going after?
One of the pet spiders, I guess. If I see it kill a crew member, I think I'm gonna go for
Sure.
that one.
You grab onto the ladder and just slide down, your hands burning, but heat's never bothered you before, and you land on the kelp. It is squishy and your movement is slowed, but you are just able to get up to one, if you're trying to get to one.
Yeah. And I would like to cast Inflict Wounds.
Inflict
Can I
wounds.
grapple
All right.
it?
Those would be two different things. An
Oh.
action to do either.
I would just inflict wounds on it then.
Okay. So you just grab onto this thing with one of your legs, or with one of your legs? I don't think
One
so.
of my legs.
You grab onto one of its
my
legs.
8 legs.
Yeah, plays a spider. Did we mention that before? They look at you and say, "Mother."
My child, please die.
Clay, give me an attack roll.
15 plus 7.
Sheesh. Yeah,
Ew.
that will hit.
Okay. And then it's 3d10.
Holy crap.
7, 6, and 5. 18.
18. Clay, you grab onto this spider with each of your hands. Have you cast Inflict Wounds before?
No, I only prepared it this time. I didn't have it prepared before.
Amazing. Would you tell me what that looks like?
Sick.
Yeah, I think I grab on and then you see it start to like turn black and crackle, kind of like something really burnt, like wood or something that's like black and peeling and cracking away.
Amazing. Yeah, this heat emanates from your hands and the spider just shrieks and shrivels up and its legs curl under it and it just collapses into a little pile of ash at your feet.
Oh, it's dead.
It's dead and fully cooked. There's still a bunch of these little spiders, but the large caretaker is seemingly in a great deal of pain, and now there's one less big spider.
Cool.
Anything else?
Is casting spiritual weapon a bonus action?
Yeah, it is a bonus action to do so, so if you wanted to spiritual weapon, you definitely could.
Yeah, I want it to cast it, and it's like a large glowing version of my regular mace, but I don't have my
Sick.
actual mace on me.
Cool.
And I want it to just start like smashing all the tiny spiders.
Okay. There's one cloud that's just like eating a guy. There's another cloud that's swarming over Genjum, and then there's a third swarm that's attacking Ruckus Perez. Which one would you like to go after?
I'm gonna go for the one around Jinjum.
So that is another melee spell attack, so you can roll again and add 7.
Well, that's not as good. A 9?
A 9 is unfortunately not enough.
Uh.
Wait a minute. No, wait a minute. They were fairy fired.
Oh.
So you can attack with advantage.
Nice. And that's not much better. 13?
13's enough.
Let's go. Nice.
So you're looking around for a target. You see that there's one cluster is dark, not illuminated, not affected by your spell. You decide they're not the ones to go after. You turn and you look at this one that's swarming over Genjum, and this mace comes peering out of the air. There's a little heat that emanates from it, a little crackle, and it comes swinging down. And give me some damage, which would be a d8 plus your wisdom modifier.
An 8 plus 4.
8 plus 4. Let's go. 12 damage as half of the spiders are just scraped away, sent flying into the air like little speckles of stardust as they are just burned away by this attack, reducing the swarm's efficacy by half. And Genjum looks and says, "Thank you, sir! You're the captain now, sir!" To which the captain from above says, "No, Genjum, that's not how it works. Belay that order."
I'm the captain of party. Yes!
The crew starts to fight back, and Genjum's swatting at spiders. He manages to crush some of them, but the ones that are still there are still very intent on feasting upon him. Same with Ruckus. He manages to send a few flying, but he's still largely swarmed, and his daggers that he sadly forgot to use go falling out of his hands, and he starts just like flailing and saying, "This isn't very fun anymore!"
Aww.
And we go to the top of the order. Faunalyn, you are standing there pulling corks, tearing fabric, lighting cocktails, throwing them down. You see Clay, you see this giant glowing mace appear, swinging through the air, sending this spark of spiders, these burning spiders, flying off into the air. And it draws your attention, and you just watch as these bodies drift upon the wind, this ocean wind that's just pushing past you, whipping your hair around. The hair on the back of your neck starts to tingle. It's like there's a change in the atmosphere. And you turn around, and you see appear in the air, it's like someone carves a hole through space as a faint, dark beam of light starts to carve its way through the air, forming this circle filled with mist. And as you watch, the circle, the two lines form, they connect, and you see someone step through. It is this large figure. He's wearing a cloak that seems too thick for the tropical weather that you've been experiencing. He steps through. He holds a crossbow, this heavy crossbow in his hands, and is wearing a mask that looks like a star painted silver and gold. He steps through. And steps to the side as a second individual.
What?
Slender, about your height, wearing another mask of their own. It is, you want to say silver, but you spent a lot of time around silver and gold. It is dark, and it's darker than silver. It is shaped, molded to this individual's face. And as you look at it, a familiar feeling of vertigo washes over you. It is this dark metal, and it is illuminated like the night sky. There are stars, and as you look at it, you see the stars are moving and reforming and shaping. This mask seems to be alive or enchanted in some way so that the night sky is reflected upon it and constantly in motion. This individual steps forward as well, and the two of them step to the side, and a third creature, taller than both of them, covered in red scales, claws each as long as dinner knives, dragging across the ground, is almost toad-like in its appearance. It is huge and it is bulbous, and from its throat emanates a deep growl, not quite a ribbit, something darker and more menacing. And the three of them step through. This portal stays intact, and you watch as the large man, without a word between them, he raises his crossbow, pulls the trigger, and a single bolt flies into the air. And as it does, it explodes into 1,000 sparks that rain down upon the ship, catching within the sails, landing amongst your bottles, and fire breaks out all upon the Vigilant.
What the fuck?
Oh, so they just set off a signal flare.
Not quite a signal flare. You see fires break out. The sails start to engulf.
They lit our boat on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And I'm just going to roll some initiative for them real quick.
I'm in my jammies, Zachary. My pajamas. That's crazy.
Where's Antoine Chuma?
Last you saw Antoine, he was resting in the doctor's office. He does not appear to have joined in the festivities.
Okay, so these are the guys that were after this guy?
I mean, the red scaly thing.
Yeah, the red scaly thing is like, so they're after this castaway, essentially.
Oh my gosh. That could be. Oh, that's scary.
Oh, do we have to give this guy up?
I will.
Who is this guy?
Every vehicle we get into bursts into flames. How does this happen again?
It's like poetry, it rhymes. Okay, Faunalyn, it is your turn. As you see these three individuals step aboard the ship. They have not had a chance to do anything yet. They have not apparently drawn special attention to you. You don't know what they want or what they're doing. The spiders still rage down below, though some of their numbers are diminished. What would you like to do?
For the second time in this campaign, maybe second, I'm bordering on third. I'm going to attempt to light a man on fire. I see that nice heavy cloak and I think, that'll burn. And I'm going to launch one of my... Actually, if I hide before I launch my Molotov cocktail, can I get a sneak attack on that?
It would not be a sneak attack, but you could attack with advantage.
Okay, whatever you say, little rules, man.
It's kind of like my whole purpose here. I'd say my job is 50% rules, 50% story, and 50% math. So, go on.
Yeah, so...
One of those he's really good at.
That's going to be a 22 to hit.
A stealth roll.
Oh, well, that was an 18 anyway, plus whatever my stealth is, which is good. That's going to be a 24 to hit.
Sure. What would you like to hide behind?
Like the rim of the ship, I guess.
You're hanging off over the edge?
Oh. Well,
I'd say they're like 15 feet away from you. They've stepped out onto the deck of the ship.
oh, I see. No, that doesn't seem like a good use of my upper body strength. I am going to duck behind a crate that you specified there were. You specified there was crates about.
I did say they were crates. Oh, no. She's got me.
Yeah.
She got me, man.
But you dead to rights. There's crates.
Okay. And you're throwing Molotov at the big guy?
Yep.
And to be clear, the big humanoid, not the giant red toad monster.
The big man that seems to call the shots with the big cape.
Okay. Give me an attack roll with advantage.
Yeah, boy. Oh, I can roll low. Wow. What am I adding to this again? My dex?
Yes.
Plus anything else?
No.
That's going to be an 8.
With advantage? Oh my god.
With advantage. I rolled a 3, and then I thought, it doesn't matter. I'm the luckiest girl in the world. And then rolled a 4.
No.
You peer out from behind this crate, and as you're about to throw, you once again look at the smaller individual. Something about this metal mask discombobulates you just temporarily, and you throw, and this Molotov smashes behind them, sails wide, and one of the splinters from this bolt he fired pierces it, and it just explodes, spreading fire across the deck of the ship. Anything else you want to do? You've bonus action hit and then attack action. So anything else you want to do?
I think that's it for me. Sorry for making the ship more on fire, guys.
It's okay. It's already on fire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Broken when I bought it.
It's not more on fire. It's just on fire.
I will say the three of them look at you. The two humanoids see this Molotov just sailing through the air. They are made aware of your presence and look at you. No words are spoken, but the smaller of the three individuals, the smaller humanoid, raises a hand and points at you, and the toad starts to move in.
Sorry, towards who?
Towards you.
Oh, I was hoping that wasn't the case. I am going to use my movement.
Okay. You start to run.
I'm going to run away.
Where are you going?
I think the way I've been imagining it, and I have to play it true to how I've been imagining it, I actually know it's more than I imagined. I specified that I was at the prow of the ship, kind of acting like a figurehead.
I mean, to be fair, you did leave the prow to go get bottles to throw Molotovs.
I went right back to the prow. Please.
Sure.
These things are
Arguably a
important.
less advantageous spot to throw Molotovs from, but that's fair.
Oh, well then, okay, let's say I threw it
I
from
like
where
it. I like it.
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna perma-die in this campaign because I'm too committed to the scene, you know? Because I think the coolest thing for me to do now is to kind of like hop up onto the railing of the ship and back myself along the figurehead prow thing.
Love it.
I am going to hop up onto the, what is the word for the rim of the ship? It's not rim.
The rim?
Railing?
I want to avoid saying rim. What's the word for the
railing?
rim?
I'm gonna rim the ship.
The
I
railing.
rimmed.
You've already said rim earlier, and
Mhm.
I didn't react, but I heard it. I did hear it.
Didn't say anything, but I noticed. Well, great. I hop back onto the rim of the ship, and I kind of back myself along the flagstaff away from the approaching beast.
Okay.
Are you walking the plank right now, like backing up off the ship, or?
Looks like it.
Yeah, I guess I am.
Okay. That is Faunalyn's turn. Back on the ocean, on the surface of the sea, swaying and rising, this creature that is burning, it is going to grab hold of the tangle kelp and tear it open with, actually I don't use the one hand, but like with the one hand it pulls open and reveals a passageway large enough for its body, and it is going to dive into the water.
Bullshit!
Extinguishing the flame, but seemingly withdrawing from the combat, at least for now.
Sarpuse?
Glimki, you scream that just as the rope carries you up to the around like deck level of the ship.
About around the rim?
Around the rim of the ship, yeah. And you see these three individuals standing on deck that weren't previously there.
So I just see them for a second, then swing back.
Gravity starts to take you back.
What the fuck is that? Uh-oh. Wait, is it my turn now?
And it is your turn.
Oh, great. Okay. So when I swung up and saw them for a brief moment, was I in front of them?
The way I'm seeing it, they were like
they're looking towards the way I swung.
I would say the first time you ran towards the bow of the ship, the front of the ship, and the rope has swung back. I will note, this is unremarkable to you, but perhaps if you ever live to exchange notes, This portal that Faunalyn can see, you do not see. You just see the backs of these 3 individuals, this hulking toad.
I see them. I see their backs.
You can see their backs, yeah. You like swing up and you're like, oh, there's 3 more people. One of them is a big red frog monster.
And then could I... Oh, it's too fast to think about. Don't have time to think about that. I'm swinging back down the other way.
Okay.
Can I use a momentum on this turn to just swing myself actually onto the deck?
100%.
Okay. And just run, and like I'm gonna like choke up on the rope so it's shorter as I'm running, and then try to swing up onto the deck.
Okay.
Do they see me when I come over the rim?
Yes.
They do see me.
They do. We'll say because you swing back up and you land like a little bit in front of them.
All right.
And you see this toad seems to be pursuing Faunalyn, and the other 2 have not had a chance to move yet. You don't know what they're up to.
Okay. Immediate lay of the land. Can I see anything like a loose shield or thing that I could use as a shield? Like a box lid or a barrel lid, a limp body.
Yeah. Those barrels, you can like rest the
hell yeah,
the lid off a barrel.
Give me that.
Glimki is improving a shield and Faunalyn is lighting men on fire. It must be a Bard Soup combat.
Hell yeah. Okay, so I have a shield, I have a sword, and would you say that uses my action?
No, I'll say that's your movement and then free action to like pry. Maybe that's your bonus action to like pry that off.
We've had a long rest since the last time we had a combat, right?
Oh, definitely.
Or sort of the last time we used all the healing, like after I healed those guys.
Yeah, that was like last night, and then you would have went to bed after all that, and then you were already like starting another long rest today. So it's like a day and a half later.
Perfect. So I got my lay on hands pool back.
Yeah, but your pool's back, your spell slots are back, all that's back.
Perfect. All right, so I'm going to use 18 points of my lay on hands pool on myself to get myself back to decently healthy. And I think that's all I can do right now because I'm all out.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna grab a shield, heal myself, and then just kind of wait.
Okay. Wait to see what happens.
Yeah.
Well, with that in mind, Glimki, as you step up there, you grab this barrel. We'll say that you're not like next to the large, I'm gonna keep calling it a toad-like creature. You're not right next to it. You get a better chance now to look at them, and you see from the front this smaller, slender man with this very silver mask and this sort of wave of vertigo, akin to when you were climbing a certain tree back home, and just how high off the ground you were kind of washes over you, and you feel your knees wobble for a second, but you hold on and you rebalance yourself. This second man who's larger with the crossbow, you watch as he's sort of stringing it up back. It's like on a strap, and he swings it back up over his shoulder and draws out 2 swords, a long sword and a short sword. And you watch as this portal is, at least you think it's a portal, it's like a cloud has formed behind them. It is this mist-filled circle that you could not see when you looked at them from behind, but from the front it is there, and it is swirling, and it is menacing. And the slender man, the smaller of the 2 men, without a word, is going to walk past the portal and go down the set of stairs that lead below decks.
Okay.
Oh, on a mission.
The second man with the swords is going to follow him. You notice he is limping, his left leg just putting a little extra weight on it, and he is going to march after him. And instead of following him down the stairs, he turns around, swords drawn, and stands guard.
Oh. Who the hell was this guy that we picked up?
Yeah.
Below decks, or sorry, not below, well, I guess in a manner of speaking, below decks, but back on the ocean floor, the second giant spider is going to turn and look at you, Clay, having seen what you did to its allies. You ran up and just burned its mate, and it is going to charge at you. Clay, remembering, presumably you're not wearing your armor.
Yes.
So it'll be just 10 plus your dex is your AC. Does a natural 1 hit?
No.
Oh, okay.
Thank goodness.
It tries to bite you, and this spectral mace of yours just intersects, and its fangs kind of latch over the handle, and then it pulls back, and it is circling around you looking for an opening, but for the time being has been unable to strike you. Faunalyn.
Yeah.
This large creature, it is big. It is too big to be as lithe as it is. Its claws dragging across the ground. At times, it almost looks like there's some missing frames as it sort of speeds up, lunging forward. And its claws scraping along the wood. It scurries after you, charges after you, perhaps is a better word. And it does not have a chance to attack, but it follows you out onto the prow of the ship. You standing on this plank of wood that suddenly doesn't seem strong enough to support your weight, let alone its. And it starts to follow you out there. This large maw, a maw bigger than your head. These sharp fangs, this dark caustic drool pooling out, and it is going to follow you out there and does not have a chance to attack yet, but next turn it surely will.
You guys we have fun together, right? You like Faunalyn the way she is.
Yeah.
Let's not traumatize her with this hell beast. Let's just keep having fun together.
Too late.
And the spiders below are swarming. Clay, I'm going to say the ones that you scraped off are going to continue trying to attack Genjum, but they are hitting for less. He's not looking good, though. He is like kind of down on one knee. He's kind of slapping ineffectively at them. He does not look healthy, but another swarm, one of the swarms that was previously feasting on someone, at the scream of their caretaker, they are going to turn and they are going to swarm onto you. And that will assuredly hit because that is a 21. So Clay, you are going to take 4 piercing damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
16.
16. You feel poison on the tips of their little fangs, but you are strong enough to resist its effects for now. For now. And it is Clay's turn. Speaking of the Clay.
Okay, so there's one other spider circling me, and then there's a cloud of spiders.
Yeah, small swarm just kind of pooling around your ankles, trying to find gaps in your clothing, and so far succeeding.
I would like to cast Burning Hands on the cloud of spiders.
Cool. That's a cone, right?
Yeah, I just want to be able to hit like a lot of spiders at once.
I would say you could angle it such that it would attack the swarm as well as the larger spider in front of you.
Oh, okay. Hit all the spiders at once then. Oh, it's a dex save.
Okay. So the large spider, I rolled a 19 on the die, so it's going to succeed. Save is a 15.
Yeah.
The swarm will fail, though. So how much damage?
A creature takes 3d6 fire damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. So 3d6.
Amazing.
That's a 12.
A 12. Okay. So the big spider is going to take half of that, 6 damage, and the swarm will take 12, which, as it so happens, will kill about half of them. So I'll say the ones that are swirling around you get burnt away. There's still like a decent number, still a lot of spiders, but less than you were dealing with a second ago. You have a bonus action if you want to spiritual weapon.
Yes, I do. I'm going to try to hit the large one.
Okay. Give me an attack roll.
16.
That'll hit. Give me some damage.
Woo. For 6 damage.
This mace pulls back after previously blocking its fangs, swings down, and in the afterglow of these burning hands, this mace swings down and just crushes the spider at your feet. And it is killed. And anything else you want to do, Clay?
Having seen Glimki swing and then not come back down to fight the remaining spiders, I'm going to try to make my way back to the ship.
Yeah, I will say as you look over at the ship, wondering where Glimki has gone, you see this giant toad balanced on the prow of the ship. And you see a figure and you're like, what are they doing? And then you realize it's Faunalyn, as this creature is hunched over and crawling towards her.
I'm fine. Don't even worry about me.
Where is Genjum again? On the side of the ship? Or?
He's on the ground. He's like maybe 10 feet away from you.
He's in the kelp.
He's in the kelp. He's a kelp. Genjum Fruck, more like Genjum Kelp, am I right?
Oh my god.
Put that in the best of montage.
And how are the rest of the crew looking?
There's a few dead. There's on this side at least, there's a few dead. There are a few that are fighting back. It seems like with your efforts, the crew is kind of starting to take control of the fight. The largest of the creatures has disappeared. And just for your context, folks at home, and my folks right here, the thing that was leading these spiders was maybe 7 maybe 8 feet tall. Like, it was big. This toad creature would have towered above it by several feet.
Oh my
Hey,
gosh.
okay.
It is
Huge.
massive.
And the original sea creature has disappeared. It's gone back into the ocean.
It is, yeah, it is Doven? It dove beneath. It Daven beneath them.
It dived.
kelp 'em. It dived down below to kelp.
To kelp.
This is a fun little jokey moment, and in 5 minutes when Faunalyn dies, we're gonna be like, what were we thinking?
She should have dived it off.
Should have divvied
Is
it
there
off.
anything I can pick up to use as a weapon?
Sure. We'll say as you running past, there is a machete that one of the crew members that has fallen was using to try and carve the ship out from the kelp. And you run and you grab that, and the spiders around you are going to get an opportunity attack, but
And they miss.
But they get a nat 20.
That's
What?
A spider bites you on the eyeball,
Shit.
I guess.
On the eyeball. Can I use Hellish Rebuke on an opportunity attack as my reaction?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you could. Let me do the damage for that, and then you can do that. So, Clay, you will take
shit.
4 piercing damage right to the eye. And I
Yeah,
need
damn.
a Constitution saving throw.
Oh my god. Clay's like canonically blind in one eye now.
Clay with an eye patch would go kind of hard.
Whoa, actually, though.
19 on the
19. Okay, again, despite it basically climbing into your retina, no poison damage.
Wow.
So, Clay, you get bit, and you get mad, and you hellish rebuke. And is that a save on their part?
It's a Dex 13 save.
They will fail.
Damn
And they
right.
take 2d10. I rolled a 10 on one and a 2 on the other. 12.
Amazing. You lash out, and this wave of fire just bursts out from you and completely envelops any of the spiders on or around you, wiping them out.
Woo.
And you start running, and it is difficult terrain, but you manage to, I'd say, just get to the ship, and next turn you can climb aboard.
Okay, can I yell one thing as
Sure.
the last thing I do on my turn? I
Yeah.
want to yell to Glimki to like kick the end of the rope back down to me.
Oh yeah.
Okay. The cast and crew, the crew and passengers are going to continue to fight, and they're largely okay. I mean, the giant spiders are gone. There's some swarms. Now that they're no longer surprised and overwhelmed, they're able to help each other. Genjum is looking swollen, and there's these dark pulses of poison beneath the skin, kind of pouring through his veins. Ruckus, he should have died, frankly, but he's alive with 1 HP. Gotta love being a half-orc.
Damn.
And Tucker pops up from beneath the kelp holding the head of the spider shepherd. And
Nice.
you really haven't had a chance to talk to Tucker, but you don't like the look in his eye as he hoists that thing up there. And the crew seems to have the advantage. And we will say that collectively, they managed to eliminate the remaining spiders, at least to such a degree that they are no longer a threat.
Okay.
So, we go to Faunalyn.
Yay.
The ship sways beneath you. You manage to hold your balance, but it is not comfortable. You are precariously balanced out there, and this creature is advancing.
Cool. Is it on the prow thingy with me?
Yes, just sort of hunched there like a gargoyle.
So if I threw my Molotov cocktail, for example, at its feet, I'm going to throw my Molotov cocktail at its feet. I don't know why I'm strategizing about it. Well, that's a natural 20.
No way.
Yep, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. It catches on fire and will start to burn at the start of its turn.
Yet again, I have escalated the threat from beast to beast on fire. I'm going to take a few steps back and I think do that thing that happens in movies where the hero finds their foot kind of at the edge because one foot
yeah.
slips off and they realize there's no room left behind them. And I am going to glance beneath me. What are we looking at?
You are looking at a mess of kelp and water.
How far below, though?
20-ish feet. Hard to tell in the dark.
Okay, and how far away is this magic rope?
Far, like a half the ship's length.
More than 60 feet?
I'd say so.
The ship is 120 feet along?
I mean, it's not like a linear line. There's like
Probably,
things
right?
around.
That makes sense.
Yeah, this is a big ship. You might look in the rule book and see sailing ship is like 20 by 80 feet or something like that. This one's bigger than that.
This one's bigger.
I've thought a lot about how big this ship is, and I settled on the fact
And it's
that it's big. It's luxury.
It's a big boat.
Cruise.
It's a big boat.
Big boat.
This world has a cartoonish energy, and cartoons have big boats and small boats. No one cares about a medium boat.
Okay, well, I'm getting desperate, so I'm perusing my inventory, but of course I don't have anything with me. I came out in my pajamas, in the spirit of goodwill and friendship. It's the last time I do that, Zach. Take notes. Cool. I look between the water beneath me and the beast ahead of me, and it's just gonna follow me into the water. I lit it on fire, and then it won't be on fire anymore. But, shit, I don't want to be in the water.
You got this.
I'm just trying to think. From a physics perspective, is there anything I can do here?
Run under its legs. Catapult over its head.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna try. I like that I lit it on fire before
For this next trick.
Yeah, exactly. Just to really wow the crowd. No, I think I just have to step back into the water. Okay, I am going to take one step back and plummet into the water.
With greater speed than you could have anticipated.
Oh, shit.
A hefty arm with these ridiculously long claws comes lashing out at you.
Oh my lord.
Does a 13 hit.
It does not.
Whoa.
With the smallest of margins, this claw slashes out at you, barely missing, and you plummet back onto the kelp. And it cushions you, and salt water kicks up in a cloud around you. You get some in your eyes and in your nose. You sputter a bit, and then pull yourself to your feet. It is uncomfortable to walk on. The hems of your Dickensian nightgown are getting soaked, but you are untouched by this attack.
Okay.
This burning toad standing upon the prow, looking down at you, hungry.
I would like to bonus action hide.
Okay.
And what I want to do is I want to crouch down and kind of crawl while watching it towards a deeper part that I can see where there's less vines. And I want to submerge myself frog style amidst the vines, meanwhile readying the dagger that I have with me.
Give me a stealth roll.
That's going to be a 23.
23. I will say you step underneath the prow, and as you do, it carries you temporarily out of sight of the creature, and if you carried forward, it would undoubtedly just turn its head and see you, but you find an opening and you duck down into the kelp, holding on, but barely visible from above, just the tip of your head and your nose poking out. And you are, for the time being, hidden.
This is scary, Zach. This was a random encounter?
I'll never tell.
I'm spooked.
I'll tell later.
Okay.
Glimki.
Yes, sir.
It is your turn. You are standing aboard the deck of the ship. You yell at the magic rope, and it unties itself from you, and there is a toad past you, behind you, staring off the edge of the ship. There's this portal in the air, and past that, there is this large man guarding a set of stairs down below decks.
Okay, wait, sorry. So the only big bad that can see me right now is the one guarding the door?
I'd say so. Yeah, I think the toad is aware of you, but seems very interested in stalking Faunalyn at the moment.
Right.
And yeah, this guy is not squaring up to you, but he's clearly aware of you.
Oh, man. Man, I wish I had my armor on.
And just to make sure we keep selling it, the sails are burning above you. Pieces of burning rope are falling around you. It was dark before. The ship is now a beacon in the dark.
Okay, I want to untie the rope then.
Sure.
Or I guess unfurl it off the side for Clay.
Sure.
Thank you.
Quick look. Where is the portal? Is it floating in the air, or is it just above the deck?
It's not far. It does not seem to be a physical thing. It is, but it's maybe an inch or two above the deck of the ship, and the ship is rocking, and it sort of is just stagnant in place, just unmoving, stationary, sitting there.
Can I reach it?
Sure.
I'm gonna call out to Clay and say, if they're on our ship, then who's on theirs? And I'm gonna start running towards the portal.
Oh my god.
Oh, hell yes.
And see if I can pass through it or not. I have no idea if this is gonna work.
Great idea, though, regardless.
Mm-hmm.
You go running, sword and makeshift shield drawn, and you just run through the portal. You don't give yourself a chance to stop and think about what might be on the other side. And there's a sudden twisting in your stomach as if time and space bend, and you stumble out onto the deck of a smaller ship.
A smaller ship, suckers.
It's got dark sails, It is this dark wood. It is clearly weathered. There's been very obvious repairs recently. These dark sails that are drawn up, and you see it rocking. It is rocking in the sea, and perhaps 400 feet away, you see the beacon of fire that is the Vigilant.
Okay, I can see it. Can I still see the portal on this side?
You look behind you, and there is another portal. You cannot see through it. You cannot see the deck of the Vigilant through this. It is just swirling mist, but there is another face of this portal from where you are standing.
Okay, before the end of my turn, what can I see? Like, just at a glance here. It's the first things I like. What's on the deck? Is there cannons? Can I presume where's the way down onto the lower deck?
There is 2 doors that, based off your experience, presumably lead below deck, presumably to different areas of the ship, as well as a harpoon, we'll say. It almost looks like either a giant crossbow or like a small ballista upon the prow of this ship, with a large harpoon attached to a rope. And I would say near the back of this ship, it's much smaller than the Vigilant, as I said. You see just this pile of rags and rope, and you smell something just like, it smells rotten coming from that direction. It does not smell good.
From like, in addition, or like with just the ballista, can I see any signs that there's cannons on board? Or is that something that I would assume that like even a small ship would be armed with?
There do not appear to be any cannons, just this ballista.
Okay, I'm gonna try run below deck in a sec here, but that'll probably be next turn.
I'd say you've used like 20, maybe 25 feet of movement, so like...
That's all my movement.
You could dash. It didn't take an action to go through the portal or anything.
Oh, true. Okay, let me dash. I want to try to get to if there's a way to see below deck. I want to see.
Sure. There's these 2 doors.
What there is.
So we'll say you grab one at random and you tear it open, and you see a set of stairs leading below deck, and you run down, and you find yourself in a dark, windowless room. It is leaky. There's a couple of rats that scurry out of sight as soon as you step down there. And at the back of this room is a large black metal cage with a bucket inside and a little pile of scrap fabric, and it appears to be a brig of some sort.
Okay. I don't see any barrels of black powder.
No.
Damn it. Is this boat small enough where this would I be able to tell if this is like the bottom of the ship? Like, is there more to go? Or like would presumably like after these boards, it's ocean?
Presumably after these boards, it's ocean.
Okay. I'm gonna investigate some more, but I think that's all I have.
Okay. We'll say you start to turn, but that is the end of your turn. Okay. Nobody really can see either of these 2 men, so I won't narrate what happens, but they do stuff, and we go to the creature. Shannon, I have a hard question for you that I should have written down. What was your dexterity, like your stealth check from last turn? Do you remember?
23.
Faunalyn, you don't know this, but the creature takes 1 fire damage from your Molotov, but it is resistant to fire.
Wow.
So I'm going to say it still takes 1 fire damage. I don't know. Maybe I'm supposed to round down, but I'm going to say it takes 1 fire damage.
Oh, that's generous. You're a kind DM.
Yeah.
Many have said that, not just me.
Learning that it's fire resistant is big.
That's helpful to know, considering historically how much of my strategy involves fire.
As a group, we tend to set a lot of things on fire.
We really do.
There is a cannonball that lands in the water near you. A spray of water, a wave kicks up.
Oh, shit.
And as the spray clears, you see this creature looking for you.
Oh, God.
It searches. These large nostrils, each big enough to fit a teacup in, down by the ground.
Oh, God.
But it does not appear to have found you. You are masked by the water and the kelp and the smell of the ocean, the sound of distant combat still raging on, and you remain hidden for the time being. You see that it is still on fire, but it does not appear to have been severely damaged, if at all, by that.
Okay.
The spiders are gone, and we go to Clay's turn.
So where is everyone in relation to me. Faunalyn's hidden somewhere. Can I see her?
You, I will say, did not see her. You do hear a large splash,
Okay.
but you do not see the cause of that noise.
Okay. I didn't see Faunalyn jump off either. Right?
No. And I'd say amongst all the noise of both the ocean and this combat that's still raging off on the other side of the ship, and like the burning of the ship, yeah, you would not have even like really noticed the sound of her jumping off.
Okay. Then I will like to grab the rope and climb.
Okay.
Where's the rope?
I will say you call out to it and it slithers forth and you grab it and it just kind of gives you like a little yank and you go flying up. We're really stretching the limits of what the rope of climbing does, but you grab onto it and it launches you up onto the deck of the ship, and we'll say you still have half your movement.
Okay, what do I see now that I'm on the deck?
You step up onto the deck of the ship. You see that there is no longer Faunalyn nor this large creature at the one end,
That's worrying.
and you see that there is I will say you see the impression of a boot disappearing through this portal that has appeared in space, this swirling cloud. And you see this dark boot and a heavy cloak disappear into the mist.
Okay. So I don't know where anyone is now. I can't see Glimki or Faunalyn. Can I see that guy guarding the stairs? The weird guy? Is he still there?
There's no one guarding the stairs.
Oh, there's no one anywhere on deck?
There's some crew members that are running around trying to put out the fire, but beyond that, not too much.
Ooh, okay, wait. I think Clay, having seen that red creature, I don't know if she would have made the connection between that and the guy we found in the ocean story in such a short time.
Okay.
Because I want her to run below decks, but I feel like she wouldn't. I think she's gonna go for the portal because that's the most interesting thing in front of her.
All right. Clay, you, with the last of your movement, go running through this portal, and you find yourself suddenly lurch through space, and you catch yourself kind of like land on one knee and then pull yourself back up to your feet, and you see that there is a large man with this 8-pointed star mask sort of making his way towards an open door leading below decks. But as you step forward, he hears you tumble onto the deck, and he turns to face you, long sword and short sword drawn. And he says, "You're not supposed to be here." And he's going to turn to attack you.
Oh, shit.
You have an action still, if you want.
How far is he from me?
Maybe 10 feet away. It's not a big ship.
Do I have enough movement to run up to him? Left?
I'd say so. I'd say with the help of the magic rope, it helped kind of... We'll say if you use your bonus action to like activate the magic rope, it like helped pull you up a little faster, so you still have a few feet of movement.
Okay, cool. I will say to him, "Why did you attack our ship? Where are my friends?" And then I'm gonna run up and try to stab him with the machete.
Okay. Give me an attack roll.
What is this? Plus anything?
We'll call this a simple weapon, so you'd be proficient with it.
Cool, because I rolled a 18.
We'll say it like does a d4. No, we'll say it's a d6. It's like akin to like a hand axe. So do a d6 plus your strength.
Ooh, that's not bad. I rolled a 5 on the dice, and my strength plus 1.
He takes 6 damage, and he sort of reacts, but really not that much. He kind of just grunts ever so slightly as this machete slices into him, and he advances upon you. We cut back to the waters surrounding the Vigilant. Faunalyn, you are immersed in kelp. There is a gigantic toad searching for you.
Mhm.
What do you do?
I think I'm gonna have to sneak attack the thingy, the toad. Specifically, I want to stay away from those big claws. So I'm gonna die today, guys. I'm gonna try to swim a little closer, and my plan here is to stab it as high up as I can on the shoulder or side, whatever I can reach, and then use that hold to pull my body onto it so that it can't scratch me with its claws because I am holding onto its back vis-a-vis the dagger I've implanted.
Interesting. Okay.
I should get a sneak attack bonus because I'm hiding.
Yep. We'll deal with all the implications of that as we come to them. Start off by giving me an attack roll with advantage because you are currently hidden.
Yeah, that was a 19 and an 18. plus whatever I get from my dagger.
That'll hit.
That's 16 damage.
16 damage. You swim through the water, pull yourself up onto the kelp, charge the creature while its back is turned to you, jump up into the air, driving this dagger into it. It yells out in frustration, and you pull yourself up onto it, suspended there for the time being.
Yeah, I mean, with whatever economy left you want to give me, I just want to hunker down around this thing and latch on as best as I possibly can.
Yeah, I'll say free action to hunker, and
Thank you.
we'll end your turn. Glimki,
Yes, sir.
you are below decks, and I will say you hear the sound of boots above you.
Yes.
Multiple pairs.
Before I do anything, can I scoot over, like, closer to the cage? What do I see down here? It's just random stuff, like black iron wrought cage. Like what? That's it?
The cage occupies about half of the room. It's a pretty
Okay.
small space. There's detritus. There's a bucket that you see is full with excrement, and you see some stained blood on the floor.
Oh, good.
Beyond that, there's not really much. There's like a few crates or barrels, but it appears the primary purpose is that of a prison or a brig, if you will.
Got it. Okay, well, I would like to take my action to hide then somewhere close to one of the doors.
Okay. You slide up next to the door. Could I get a stealth roll from you, please?
Oh, let's go, dude. 19.
19. You hunker down, sword drawn, waiting for one of the sets of boots to come downstairs.
That's it.
Clay, the man with the 8-pointed star mask, is going to advance towards you, and he is going to make a series of attacks.
I'll just tell you now, my AC is 10.
That makes sense. And he rolled a 10 on the die with his first attack before any additions, and then he's going to expend a superiority die to make a disarming attack.
Oh, what?
Well,
So that will be that, and you add the superiority die to the damage of the attack. So Clay, he rolled low. You are going to take a 7 slashing damage, and I need you to make a strength saving throw.
16.
16. Okay. He advances towards you, longsword drawn, and he slaps at your hand that is holding this machete that you attacked him with, and you take 7 slashing damage, and he kind of cuts along your arm, trying to knock this weapon out from your hand, and you hold on tight. He is then going to make a second attack against you with this longsword,
Second attack.
which will hit with a 25.
My gosh.
You take an additional 6 slashing damage, and then he is going to make a third attack with the short sword in his other hand.
God damn.
And that'll be a 12 to hit. And I think this will be
What kills me?
No.
possibly. I think he'll make a menacing attack. And you watch as he slashes at you twice and then stabs at you with this third attack. The star mask seems to grow large in your vision, and it seems to twist in a way that makes you profoundly uncomfortable. And you will take an additional 11 piercing damage.
I had 11 HP left.
And before you have a chance to feel the fear from this menacing attack, you fall unconscious.
Oh.
Glimki, you hear a thump aboard deck as if something...
Wait, are we on the same boat?
You don't know. Clay, I say this with all due respect, something heavy dropping onto the deck of the ship, a small clatter of a weapon being dropped, and we shall go to the toad-like creature with Faunalyn hanging off of its back. Faunalyn, I'm going to say it is going to make its attacks with disadvantage as it attempts to claw at you over its shoulders and kind of just swinging you around. It's not trying to dislodge you. But I will note, at the start of its turn, it takes an additional d4 fire damage. So it takes 3 fire damage.
Wow.
It's on fire still?
Yeah, it has to take an action to put it.
Well, I'm sitting on it. So how does that work with me?
Don't worry about it.
You die. Thanks for asking.
Faunalyn, this dagger that is embedded in its shoulders. You watch as the wound that is pulsating and bleeding this thick, dark blood begins to close up. And about half of the total damage you have done to this creature is erased.
What the fudge?
I'm gonna do something messed up next turn. You've given me a grotesque idea.
And it's going to attack you twice with its claws with disadvantage. Does a 16 hit.
Sure does.
You will take 8 piercing damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
I heard the 8 damage and I was like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. That's fine. And I was just dreading to hear and. That's a 19.
Amazing. This claw rakes across you, and you have sudden images of Antoine below deck, but you feel fine, and you don't have long to reflect on your condition as a second claw reaches over its shoulder, slashing at you
Oh my god.
for an 18 to hit.
Yeah, because that's bigger than 16.
And you take an additional 11 piercing damage,
Yeah.
and I need you to make another Constitution saving throw.
Why did we get
Are
on
you
these
gonna
boats?
TPK us
Why did we
tonight,
get on
dude?
this boat?
I hate boats.
This is why it took us so long to get on the boat.
That's a 17.
Yeah.
I mean, an 18.
Again, you feel fine, you think, but there's these 2 massive claws tearing your Dickensian nightgown as these claws just rip into your back. And you hold on, but you feel just blood start to leak out from your back. We go next to Clay. I need a death save, please.
Sure.
And there's nobody there to help them. Oh my god, Zach. I will walk next door and kick your ass in real life if you hurt Clay.
I rolled a 3, so.
Oh no. Oh no.
Prima!
Bye. Goodbye,
I am
everyone.
transferring
No,
my
hold
good luck
on a
to you.
minute.
My dice juju, I am transferring it to you. You
Oh,
have it now.
no.
Glimki, can you stop faffing about on the enemy ship and come back and do some paladin shit?
No.
I hope you're having a nice evening cruise.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Glimki, it is Faunalyn's turn.
I don't think I can see anything that's happening above deck.
Oh, definitely. And for what it's worth, this is on a deck 400 feet away.
Okay, I'm gonna do something gross because this is Bard Soup and sometimes it's all fun and games and then somebody gets a hole punch through them. This time I'm gonna do the punching. Yeah, I'm gonna say Elven education system is pretty good. Faunalyn grew up rich. She has at least a rudimentary understanding of the cervical vertebra and their function. And she's going to watch the flesh of this creature almost seal up around the dagger, and she's gonna get an adrenaline fueled idea. She's going to rip out this dagger and stab with all of her might, cut into the flesh above the spinal column, sort of between the shoulder blades. And she's going to carve a jagged path, assuming she succeeds. Cringe if she doesn't. Should we just roll it there? Because I don't want to get too far into this plot if I'm just going to fail.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's. I did transfer my dice juju, but I think I still have a little left because that is a 18. I got a 12 plus 6, so that's an 18 to hit.
18 will do it.
Yes! Okay, and then what I want to do, I assume that dealt damage, so I don't think I get sneak attack on though, because I'm like on it.
Technically, no. So it'd just be a regular attack as you slide down its back.
That's going to be, I rolled a 4 on my d4, so that's going to be 8 damage. What I really want to do, shit. Okay, maybe none of that matters, because the point of this was not to deal damage. The point was to essentially take the grapple action, but to do so from within the creature, because I don't think, I'm just imagining it, I don't think
You already took
physically
an attack.
it's cool if Faunalyn, just forget the attack. Let's say it's cool and skinning it, because what I wanted Faunalyn to do was shove her arm into the hole that she creates between its shoulder blades and seize its spinal column and attempt to effectively grasp the nerves there and disable its arms from grasping her by plunging her arm up to the wrist or the elbow, however deep, until she reaches spine and puppet mastering this thing. That's how anatomy works, right?
Keep talking. I like how the more elaborate it gets, the more chances I think he's going to let it happen.
Yes.
I want you to know I'm your biggest fan. Biggest fan. The whole world. Not even just the show, in life.
Oh,
Absolutely the fuck not.
what?
You make a cut in it for sure, but it is not cutting it to its spine. This thing is thick and it is meaty and it has thick layers of muscle. You do some damage. For sure. But you do not cut this creature to the bone and puppet it damage. Respectfully.
You're telling me that if you're riding a creature and you make a hole and you use your whole strength to shove your fingers and your hand into the muscles and you work around in there, you're telling me you can't reach bone?
I'm saying you with a -1 strength definitely cannot.
It would be like tearing apart steak. You know what I mean? It'd be like getting at a brisket.
That'd be hard.
It'd be very hard. Very tough steak.
I just knifed it though. Oh my god. This is not a prime cut, apparently. Faunalyn's not used to such things. Okay, fine. I won't do the coolest, nastiest thing ever. I'll just die with a whimper on top of this messed up organism that you've concocted. I'm not done. I get a bonus action. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I'm going to try to do something annoying. Because Faunalyn's last move on this earth is going to be something that perplexes the DM. Do I still have any alcohol on my person?
You look around and you see one bottle that fell with you when you jumped off the ship.
Bingo. I use my long legs to I use my foot and I kind of kick it into the air in a splash of water because I'm still holding on to this beast with my arms. And I catch it with one hand and I take the bottle and I stab it open-ended, neck first into the wound that I've created. Because I think that if a tampon soaked in vodka can get you really messed up, then a bottle of vodka or rum or whatever pirates drink straight to the spine should mess you up even worse.
That's interesting.
It'll sting, at least.
Oh, thank you. It'll sting at
salt
least.
on the wound.
Yeah, I think you disinfect its wound.
No!
It grimaces. And you know what? Because I'm a nice guy, we'll say the flames kick up for a second, dealing an additional 2 fire damage.
Wow.
In my face, also, I
Hell
assume.
yeah.
Your eyebrows get singed off.
No!
Come on, anyway. Oh, God. I'm like sweating in real life, guys. If Clay dies today, I'm worried.
All right. Faunalyn, anything else?
I want to know what happens when I pour alcohol onto an exposed spine.
Again, it's not an exposed spine. This is a big creature. You stab it. You make a gash in it. It's a big cut. As you look, it's already starting to stitch itself shut, but you didn't do any stabbing damage.
Oh,
Around the bottle?
Yeah.
Gross.
Ew.
Between the fire and the stab, you've undone its healing.
Wow. Sick.
Wow. Net zero.
Where's the
Amazing.
show, Zach? Where's the show when you killed
The show's
Cat,
here.
huh? It's gonna be
mistakes.
Glimki sailing off into the distance on a
Glimki
stolen ship.
Glimki didn't know that Clay was upstairs. Now I feel bad. He didn't
Clay
know.
doesn't even know Glimki's downstairs.
No.
Clay doesn't know anything.
So, Faunalyn, anything else?
Anything else?
Yeah.
What do you mean anything else?
I don't know. I'm feeling
I
generous.
start praying. I'm listing all the gods. I'm like, Glimki's god, Glimki's other god, the god Glimki cheated on his first god with, the fast god, the mean god, the dead god, any god, be god. Do me a solid here, man.
Faunalyn suddenly a religious person?
You start praying, and Glimki, you are perched below deck of this ship. No one has seemingly come downstairs since that clatter above.
God damn it. I don't want to go up. I'm still hidden, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me creep up the stairs and take a peek. What can I see?
Okay. I'm going to say I would want another stealth check as you move locations.
Oh, rolled an 18 again, 19.
Okay.
You know what that means. If I'm going to have to attack soon, it's not going to be good.
You creep up the stairs as quietly but as quickly as you can, and you see this individual with the 8-pointed star mask leaned down over top of Clay Campbell, and you watch as this individual picks them up and starts moving towards the edge of the ship.
Wow.
No. Glimki's in shock because he sees Clay here on the boat. Oh man, what the frick?
From 400 feet away, you hear,
For frock.
I'm glad you still have jokes.
Oh man, this is tough. I'm trying to, similar to Faunalyn here, Glimki's kind of trying to run through all of the options that he has in his head. Everything at his disposal. What are he's like doing math, and there's equations flashing through his brain of like how many steps he can take and pivots and slashing points. Would just question mark for temp HP, that would not bring somebody back up, would it?
I don't think it does, yeah.
Okay, so scratching that option off. Oh man, okay, there is an idea forming It's
Okay.
just about the order of things that I can do.
Okay.
Okay. Glimki's going to stand up and run at Clay and this creature. He's going to use his channel divinity to use Nature's Wrath, but I'm going to target Clay. So a creature must succeed on a Dex or Strength saving throw, but you can't. So you should fail automatically, and I should entrap you in vines, so you cannot be thrown overboard.
Yeah, I'm not contesting this, so I'm dead.
I think that sounds amazing. You lash out, and I'll say, like Spider-Man swinging in and webbing a guy to a wall. This man is picking up clay. This person's picking up clay, and suddenly vines spring out from the rotting boards on the deck of the ship and just lash around them and draw them back down onto the deck. And he kind of grunts in surprise and goes to stand up.
Okay. Now if I can, I want to close the gap. Like, I want to try to get within 5 feet of Clay. If
Yeah,
I can.
100%. Easy.
Okay. Glimki essentially stands over the, collection of vines with his little makeshift shield. And that's pretty much it for this turn.
Okay. Faunalyn is on the water. Clay and Glimki are fighting with this person. You still don't know what became of the more slender individual. This second man, though, is going to turn to you, Glimki, and he is going to attack you.
Yeah.
Swords drawn, and he
That's
steps
fair.
forward. He is limping, as I mentioned. There's this discomfort in his movement. He doesn't move very fluidly, at least from the waist down, but he moves his arms with a grace and fluidity that you imagine is only capable by those who have spent a lifetime practicing with their swords, with their weapons. He's going to attack you with his longsword. Does a 18 hit.
Yep.
He is going to spend a superiority die to do a tripping
Yeah.
attack.
Nice.
You take 13 slashing damage,
Yep.
and I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Easy. 19.
Okay. He slashes at your leg, trying to knock you over, but you manage to hold your balance, and he's going to make a second attack. He is going to sidle alongside you. He's going to try and position himself so you are between him and the railing, and he's going to make an additional attack, which will be a 18 to hit,
Yep.
and he is going to make a pushing attack. You will take an additional 8 slashing damage,
Yeah, easy.
and I need you to make another strength saving throw.
Oh, no problem. 10.
Yeet it overboard.
You are shoved 15 feet back as this blade slashes across your chest, and suddenly he twists his hand and just pushes you with the base of his hand, like with the hilt of the sword. And you go flying 15 feet back, tumbling over the edge, and find yourself sputtering in the ocean. It is cold, it is disorienting, and you kick yourself to the surface. And you see with his third attack, he is going to cut the vines that are holding Clay and attempt to, once again, dislodge them.
No.
I'm going to say he can make like a strength saving throw or like a check to try and pull Clay free. So he would have rolled a 20 on that. And with a single motion, he takes the short sword and he flips it around in his hand and just drags it along the vines, slicing them open, and goes to pick up Clay once more. That is his turn. Faunalyn, the creature, you watch as this bottle that is embedded into its back begins to wiggle. It begins to writhe, and you watch as the wound seals shut and the bottle just comes toppling out of its back, landing on the ground, plunging into the kelp, and slowly disappearing from view. It is going to turn to face you.
Am I not on it still?
I thought you slid down its back, if you recall, famously.
No.
Yeah.
Famously, no.
Famously, you
I
went.
was riding. Oh no, I was just trying to carve it open so I could plunge a fist in. I wasn't sliding down its back. Just trying to make a hole.
All right, you're still on its back. It is going to attack you with disadvantage, once again clawing over its shoulders. That's not going to hit. That's a 10, and that is a 9. As it is clawing at you, you are managing to avoid it. It does not seem to be able to hit you at this moment, but it is healing as fast as you are damaging it. And that is its turn. Clay,
Oh, God.
could I have another death saving throw, please?
Here we go. I rolled a 5.
Oh, thank God. That's still better than what I was expecting.
Better than what I was expecting too.
She's not dead, but she's getting there.
She's getting there. Faunalyn, it is your turn.
I thought today was going to be a fun bonus episode because we're recording tomorrow, but it looks like we're just recording today.
Like, are we recording tomorrow if we die? I guess tomorrow's just like a new pilot.
It's like character creation or something.
Yeah, woo, that's so fun.
It's okay. Clay deserves this. She kidnapped a princess. It's all her fault.
Oh no! The self-loathing.
It's called acceptance, which is one of the stages of grief, Zach. We wrote a movie about this.
I guess.
I'm speed running the grief.
Yeah.
For tomorrow's
I'm still at anger.
I'm in denial.
Yeah.
I want to look around. What is the easiest way for me to get off? Like, out of the water?
At a time like this?
Rim the boat.
I want to die happy. Okay. What's the fastest way to get out of the water onto the boat?
The rope. The rope's still hanging there.
There's a rope hanging maybe 60 feet away.
No one's doing anything with the rope right now.
Nope. It's just hanging there.
Okay, I see the rope. I'm going to scream, "Slither forth magic rope." Does it respond to my command? Or do I have to be touching it?
No. If you hold one end of the rope and use an action to speak the command word, the rope animates.
Shit.
Damn. Okay, Zach is gleeful. I wish this was a video show.
I'm not
so that
gleeful.
the audience could see you've got a glint in your eye. You have a sinister glint in your eye. He doesn't even deny it. Okay. I'm going to watch this happen, realize that I'm raging against something that I cannot rage against. So I am going to withdraw my dagger yet again and take a deep breath and dive into the darkness, dive into the dark water.
Nice.
Okay.
You could swim 400 feet to the other boat.
Yes. So bonus action, dash.
So as you jump off this creature's back and sprint away, diving down into the water, it's going to make one more opportunity attack against you.
Off.
Yeah, literally, I was just thinking that.
That was a 21 hit.
Go.
No, actually.
Yeah, Zach, it does. Yeah,
Okay.
no, yeah, unfortunately. Today it does.
You take 10 piercing damage.
Okay, yeah, I'm as they say, depleted of health.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I'm,
It's fine. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good.
We're so good. We're so
It's
great.
fine. It's fine. This is easy mode.
Could I have a Constitution saving throw?
Well, my flaccid corpse doesn't have a ton of constitution. That's an 8.
Okay.
Unconscious though I am, I'm not feeling particularly constitutional.
You dive off this creature, and with more speed, once again, than you're expecting, it spins around and just claws out, catches you, piercing through you, and begins to draw you up towards its maw.
Holy shit, Zach. Like this? Like this?
Like this. Glimki, you are floating in the water, maybe 10 feet from the ship. What do you want to do?
Can I just wait 5 seconds to see what happens? I want to hold my turn.
Yeah. Is there a specific action you want to hold?
Cut Clay when she's thrown into the ocean.
Yeah, I want to put my hands out in case if something gets tossed over towards me.
Sure. You wait. Faunalyn.
Yep.
You are suspended in the air. Claws piercing you, holding you up. You smell decay wafting from this creature's mouth. Hot air washes over your face. It begins to raise you up towards its jaws. This long tongue flickers out and scrapes along these fangs, each one longer than a finger. And as it brings you up to consume you, it suddenly straightens up and drops your body onto the kelp. And you watch with great strength as it just jumps up onto the ship in a single bound, pulls itself aboard, and leaves you there. Glimki, in the water, floating there. You watch a figure step through this portal. They are slender, perhaps as tall as Faunalyn, with a silver metal mask. You saw them before as they boarded the ship. They carry no weapon, but tucked underneath their arm is, you're not entirely sure what it is, but it appears to be a large glass cube with a metal core similar to the color of his mask. He looks at the larger man hunched over Clay and says, "What are you doing? Hurry up!" The man takes Clay's body, tosses it into the water. And a second later, you watch as the large toad-like creature steps through, arriving on the deck, and moves past those two men, curls up on that pile of rags and scrap that you saw before near the back of the ship. Almost appearing as part of the landscape, an island aboard this ship. You watch as this mist-filled circle winks out of existence, and as Clay's body begins to submerge below the water, the ship drops sail and disappears off into the night. You swim up to your friend, and
I saved these 2 hit points for exactly this reason.
I
I give Clay 1 hit point to bring him back up.
Clay, there is a smell, a feeling, a familiar smell of rotten meat mixed with flowers, something warm and comforting, something good that has been ruined. And as that smell fills your nose, you suddenly find yourself sputtering for air as the Elseween Sea tries to choke you out. Glimki holding you, kicking with all his might to help keep you above the waves, as off in the distance, the Vigilant burns.
Oh, we can see the Vigilant.
Indeed, about 400 feet away, embedded in this kelp, burning in the water. In the hours that follow, Faunalyn is found and stabilized by the remaining crew. The doctor tends to her wounds, and the fire, with great effort, is put out. The ship is severely damaged. The captain seems to think that although you are close to Kobaris, you might not make it. And even if you do, the ship is going to be stuck there for quite some time while they undergo repairs. It's several hours before anyone realizes Clay and Glimki are missing. But as they do, search parties are sent out in rowboats looking for them and any other survivors that may have been tossed aside. And eventually they find the two of you holding on to each other, fighting to stay afloat amongst the rolling waves of the Elseween Sea. You're brought back aboard the ship, given warm blankets and a change of clothes. Clay is also brought to the infirmary, put on a makeshift bed next to Faunalyn, along with the other survivors that are injured. Those that are dead are wrapped up and buried at sea. And as dawn begins to coalesce above you, in the moments before the sun is reborn, before you have time to really perceive all that has taken place this night, that's where we'll stop tonight's episode of Bard Soup.
What? What?
Wow.
Thank you so much for listening to this extra chunky bowl of Bard Soup. I have been your villainous dungeon master, Zach Meikle, joined by Prima Zhao as Clay Campbell, Jordan Johnsen as Glimki Treefellow, and Shannon Meikle as Faunalyn Vaydark. If you're enjoying the show, leave us a 5-star review. Why don't ya? Apple Pie, Spotify or Apple Podcasts. And while you're at it, follow us at Bard_Soup on Instagram and TikTok for some really great bonus content. And lastly, visit www.bardsoup.com for some amazing character art and some good stuff on the horizon. Okay, bye.
I'm like kind of glad we're playing tomorrow because what the fuck?
Yeah, what the heck?
Yeah. I'm like
That's rough.
winded.
That's tough.
Man.
That was tough. I specifically saved 2 HP because I was like, this is gonna go bad.
I was doing the math in my head. I'm like, he took 25 damage, but he's only healing 18. Why did he do that? Oh, what a guy. What a guy.
Keep 2 HP, 1 for each of you.
Oh,
Lady
Damn it.
Madame. So do we have a big bad evil guy, maybe?
I don't know.
Those are scary,
Mini
regardless.
arc.
Yeah,
Princess who?
piracy arc?
Yeah, what?
Forget the princess. We're all going to therapy.
I can
We need some
picture
time
us
at the
like
retreat.
on the like in the repair docks, like
Yeah.
trying to buy this ship off the captain. Be like, look, you're done. We're gonna go live your life. Find your lover of the sea. We're taking up this boat.
We never should have said sail.
Actually, this honestly, to be fair,
I
our
know.
stake, we have barely any stakes in this race. That cube means pretty much nothing to us, right?
Yeah.
Like we don't really
Savito's
have.
dead now, though. Savito and the guy we pulled out of the ocean.
I don't know.
Was it a trap? It was a trap this whole time. The guy.
Oh my god, what if he was like a homing beacon and he didn't even want to be there?
Yeah.
Diabolical, Zachary.
But then why did they knew that the cube was there? What the hell?
Yeah.
What's going
How did they know
on?
the cube was
Was
there?
that guy actually a lycanthrope? Tell me this. Was he gonna transform?
What was the crawling thing?
I don't know. I'm just a guy.
Ew.
Oh.
Good voice, but ew.
Thanks.
I've changed my assessment of you. There's no cinnamon bun whatsoever in this man.
Oh, I'm a cinnamon bun. I'm cinnamon bun.
No.
I
I
didn't
don't
hurt
see
anybody. Just a few NPCs.
No.
You saved Jen from
Yeah.
Frog.
Leave a comment. Put it in the chat. Get in the comments and let us know. Do you think I should have been able to pilot a big beast by stepping into the
No.
column?
All of a sudden, Faunalyn's a fucking kaiju warrior, like, steps onto the deck. Like,
Yeah, I think you should have been able to rip his spine out.
Oh, so when
Like-
Glimki does it
like
to Titan,
rap-
it's cool. But
Yeah,
when
it's
Faunalyn
not
wants
cool
to be a
anymore.
Titan, not so cool.
okay, hold on. Suspension of disbelief. Running, holding a rope
Impossible.
versus hands inside of a monster, controlling it like a machine.
Penny Parker come
I
to
had a
play.
beautiful vision.
There was a
Would
terrible.
it be cool? Hell yeah.
Oh.
Doesn't make any sense. No. I also love that, like, when it comes to combat, like, all of our characters' limited experiences just go out the window. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna be this untamed monster, and I'm gonna be elbow deep in giant crab meat. Like,
God bless.